consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Throughout the month of October, Jason and Todd at the Diamond District want to offer you 5 years interest-free financing on the largest selection of beautiful fashion diamond jewelry now at the Diamond District. Financing based on approved credit and available on the entire selection of fashionable diamond jewelry.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. N-A-V-A-G-E. Available at Navage.com.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, "What is that beautiful SUV?" I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, "How much does it cost?" I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines and rear and all-wheel drive, but that's not all. We have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com. I love my GV80 and you'll love it too.
All offers with approved credit on select models. Based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months at $0 per month for 1,005 months. No down payment required.
1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating is seeking trustworthy, friendly individuals. We have industry-leading salaries, benefits, and growth potential. So call 855 1 Hour to join our team.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
An equal opportunity employer.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. Just go there. You can watch the program or subscribe to the podcast. Coming up this morning, hey, be careful what you Google. Your keywords are being watched. Nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Jake is like, yep, I know all about that. Jake knows all about the snoopings that are going on and the things that happen in the tech world. Does that not surprise you that if you're keywording certain things into Google, there might be some individuals in the United States government who want to know what it is that you're doing?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm on a couple of those lists.
Oh, well, that's not a good thing. Yeah, there's some First Amendment interests that could be in there, but come on, listen, your First Amendment rights? Give me a break. Are you kidding me? The Constitution is only good, and the rule of law in this country is only as good as the individuals are willing to follow it. You know, I made mention of that yesterday. I talk about it all the time, and I can't stress this enough. The Constitution is a lot like Bitcoin. I think I've said it on this program before, and I might make the case. And maybe when Jay gets off the phone, I can explain and see if he is following along. But we're going to get to that coming up. Also, all right, so what happened? Did Mitch McConnell blink? Is this a bad thing that now Mitch McConnell is saying that, hey, we got an offer for you. Maybe we'll extend this debt limit into November? Is this something that Democrats want? Is this a good thing that Leader McConnell is doing, or as he folded like a cheap suit often the way Republicans typically do? And by the way, I might make the case that other suits fold as well. It's not just the cheap suits. Even you can even fold an expensive suit. It's just not as easy. All right. We'll get to that in just a second. And also, there's some interesting polling out. If you're wondering how this administration is doing, how this president is doing, and not only that, but how the American people view the Democrat Party and what they think about their leadership overall. So we'll get to the thoughts on the president of the United States. And
Judge, my physical and mental, my physical as well as my mental fitness.
I don't know what that was. Okay, that's fine. All right, so I made this comparison, and Jake, maybe you can go along with me on this and see whether or not you understand what I'm saying. You know, when we talk about Google and keyword warrants, if you don't know anything about this, they have this thing called keyboard warrants, and federal investigators could maybe be on the hunt for somebody, and it's happened before. 2019, it happened, even in 2020. The tech giants are asked by law enforcement to say, hey, listen, we need the Google accounts and IP addresses of people who made these specific searches, keywords, and they're called keyword warrants, and they've been used before. And every year, Google has to respond to thousands of these warrants, but of course, you're always worried about your civil liberties, your First Amendment rights. And people are saying things like, look, it's never before possible technique threatens First Amendment interests and will inevitably sweep up innocent people, especially if the keyword terms are not unique and the time frame is not precise. To make matters worse, police are currently doing this in secret, which insulates the practice from public debate and regulation. This is someone, Jennifer Granick, who is a surveillance and cybersecurity counsel of the American Civil Liberties Union, telling Forbes the concerns that, hey, listen, there might be, I'm just putting this out there, that there might be a situation where, look, we've got to find out somebody's IP address and their Google account because we want to check to see if they've got some keywords in there that we're concerned about, like explosives, pipe bombs, things like that. But it would really stink if maybe someone decided, I don't know, an attorney general, Department of Justice, or something like that, might want to see some of the keywords that you have because they're worried about you because maybe you're a domestic terrorist and they're labeling you as one and they're concerned about you being one with regard to school boards and might want to see whether or not you have put things out on your Google there in your keywords that they don't like. Not necessarily that you are a threat at all, but hey, it'd be interesting if we could see some of these things that, it'd be awful if the public knew about it. It would never happen. I'm just saying this is what other people are worried about. I don't want you to worry about that kind of thing, but it just popped up. And again, one of the reasons why I bring all of this up is because people always have concerns about what the interests of certain people are when it comes to investigating you and your privacy and First Amendment. And like I said before, and I'm bringing Jake into the conversation, so hopefully this will make sense to people. Bitcoin and the Constitution, what do they have in common? And we've talked about this, right? Do you remember this conversation?
I do not.
Okay, here we go. Bitcoin, for those that don't know what Bitcoin is, it's one of those things that people are investing in it. You don't understand it. And if you tried to explain it, if I had Jake explain to you in 2 minutes or less what Bitcoin is, I'm not sure he could do it to the degree where you'll walk away and go, oh, I think I understand exactly what he's talking about. But if you had to explain it to somebody, Jake, could you do it? The Bitcoin, like, what is it? Like, physically, specifically, what is it?
Physically, it doesn't exist.
Okay, so there you go. So right there, it's people have checked out. That's it. They don't know. Okay. But is it easier just to say this, that Bitcoin has value because people have decided to give it value? Like, there are people that are flooding, buying. They don't understand what it is. It's not tangible. They don't get the process. But because people have decided that it has value, like a Dogecoin specifically, that seems to be a joke in the cryptocurrency world. People have decided that it has value, and so they have given it such. Like gold. Somewhere centuries ago, somebody decided that this particular metal, this one that's shiny and looks really cool, is going to be something that has value because we say so. Why not any other metal? Why is gold the one that specifically is the one that is the metal of choice? Why couldn't it be silver or platinum or any other? Why is it that particular one, right? Do you see, you're following me? People give it value, it has value.
Yes.
If they decide that it's a joke, it doesn't make any sense, it's dumb, then it has none. Well, it's the same thing with the Constitution, everybody, and the rule of law. Listen, it's only, people don't like hearing this, but the Constitution is only as valuable and useful and important as people put importance into it. In other words, if there are people who decide that the Constitution is something that is was made by our founders and created by individuals who were racist and this is a racist society that was built this way, and slavery in 1619 when this country was founded in slavery. And so why are we following a constitution that was created by people that we don't like? So we're not going to do it and don't put any value into it. As a matter of fact, when it comes to your First Amendment rights or any other right, we don't believe that those rights exist because we don't believe in the Constitution because we have decided that we are not going to put value in it. Does that make sense, Jake? Now do you see what I'm talking about?
I got you.
The Constitution is literally, and I hate to use the word literally, but in this case it works, is literally a piece of paper. It has value because we have given it value. When people lose elections or there are laws that are challenged by a branch of government, not the end-all, be-all, when people look at the Supreme Court and think, well, that's another way that we can get what we want, and if the Supreme Court says it is, that, oh, by golly, it's the end-all, be-all. No, that's not how the Supreme Court works. It isn't the end-all, be-all. It's not the all roads lead to the Supreme Court, and if they say that it is constitutional, well, then by gosh, it is. No, it doesn't work that way. But if you decide that this is a right-leaning court, you know where we're going with this. You know where Roe v. Wade is going to end up. You know they're only doing this because they want to get rid of abortion. No, that's not what's going to end up happening if a decision is made by this upcoming court about abortion and the constitutionality of Roe v. Wade or any of the cases that are coming to the court. It's about looking at the Constitution as our rule of law and deciding whether or not it is constitutional. It is not something that is going to go away as far as abortion is concerned. It'll be up to the states. There will be states that will have it. There will be states that will not have it. But the point is that even with this, it just popped up on my feed, and yesterday somebody was asking me about this because they were concerned and they see the connections with a lot of things that are happening, unfortunately, with the Attorney General and yesterday, and how people are beside themselves to suggest that now when we show up at school board meetings that somehow we have to be concerned about people looking at us, investigating us, treating us like criminals, and we're not. And this is why many people say, look, you double down. Oh, no, we're going to continue to show up, and we're going to show up in bigger numbers to school board meetings. And if you're going to make it intimidating outside because you are so drunk with power that you honestly think that you, as an elected official, are the end-all, be-all of everything that has to do with our kids and our kids' education, you are sadly mistaken. And that's why I'm bringing this up, and how there are people who will go against the rule of law. Look, the governor says you can't do. I don't like this governor. I think this governor is awful. I think that if he says something, I'm going to do the exact opposite. Donald Trump, president of the United States, has signed an executive order or has pushed for fill in the blank. Are you kidding me? I don't even like President Trump. As a matter of fact, anything that he says and does and tells me I have to, I'm going to do the exact opposite. I don't care. Because I believe he's an illegitimate president. You can fill it in any blank you want. And I'm just telling you that if we get closer and closer to that kind of divisive rhetoric in this country, if we get closer and closer to a nation that starts to split that way, then we don't have one. We just don't. All right, 239-479-5592. Hey, I'll go to Pedro's call because it's early in the morning, and he decided to call right away this morning, and let's see what he's got going on. Our first call of the day. Good morning, Pedro.
Good morning, Drew. How you doing today?
You know what? I'm well. Everything is good. We're okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Drew, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Speaking about the Constitution, okay?
Yeah, hit me.
Now, you know how the government is forcing the jobs to force the employees against their will to take the vaccine in order that to keep on working?
Right. There are employees that are making this choice.
What if the government goes a little bit further and forces the people, the American people, to get the sign of the beast? What do you think about that?
All right, you're talking. I mean, yeah, because there are some people that are looking. I talk to people who say they believe that the vaccine is like the sign of the beast. It is this. You have to do this, or else it is that bigger issue. And I know where you're going with this, Pedro. I completely understand what you're saying. That we're
I also heard.
Yeah, go ahead.
I also heard this morning that some restaurants, in order for you to eat in their restaurants, you have to show proof of that you vaccinated.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Well, I'll tell you this. There are plenty of restaurants that think exactly the opposite. There are restaurants in New York City that I can tell you behind the scenes in New York City, a place where it's exactly like that, what you're describing. They're like, I'm not doing it. There are restaurants who will secretly they're doing it, but they're not saying it out loud, but covertly are like, listen, I'm not following this because it's my business, and my business is going to be destroyed, and I'm not going to allow it to happen, and people are going to push back on that. And the interesting part, and Pedro, listen, thanks for the call, my friend. I appreciate you, 239-479-5592. And the interesting part is that in many ways, in the things that we do each and every day in life, there is assumed, we assume that there is no way to push back. Like there's no way to say no, I'm not going to do it. There are many things that are not constitutional that this administration and certain individuals would like for you to follow because they tell you to, and they tell you it's the only thing that you can do. You don't have a choice. And there are many times where people are just like, okay, I don't have a choice. Yeah, you do. There are lots of choices that you have. And many people have made the case that, look, there are more people who want to do the right thing and more people that are willing to push back than you realize. And if you get together en masse and decide to do it, you'll quickly find out that there are more of us than them. And that's how you affect change. Even when it comes to the school board meetings. Don't be afraid and all of a sudden not show up because you have a government right now that wants to intimidate you because they are afraid of you en masse because you're right and they are wrong, and they are totalitarian and they are trying to shut down your voice, your First Amendment rights. They're trying to intimidate you. Don't be intimidated. And again, if more and more people show up at school board meetings and more people have something to say, and by the way, we'll have something to say again. Here we go. It just seems like every day there's some story about the Lee County School Board that is not a positive. Is there ever a Lee County School Board positive thing happening? It always seems like there's some negative story in the news, and it's not because, well, it is because they just don't have their act together. But anyway, the point is that don't be intimidated. There are more of us than them. As far as those that want to follow the Constitution and the rule of law and are not going to be intimidated by people who believe quite the opposite. And that just means peacefully being there, speaking your voice, and if you're upset, that's okay. You're not about being violent. You're about having your voice heard, explaining your frustration and understanding, and having them understand that, listen, when it comes to their time politically in office, it's going to be short. because decisions will be made quickly, and 22 is around the corner. All right, let's take a break. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, thank you for that. drewsteele.com, you can subscribe there, or you can just type in Drew Steele to your favorite search engine or podcast location. Stay break, 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Island Air. High-quality AC repair and installation. Online at islandairfl.com. Online at islandairefl.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Facebook delays the rollout of new products. Sources tell the Wall Street Journal Facebook is conducting reputational reviews to see how it might be criticized and to make sure products don't adversely affect children. NASA says Boeing's Starliner won't get another chance this year to launch a test flight because the calendar's filled with other launches and missions to the space station. How much is inflation costing you? Moody's Analytics calculates that for households earning about $70,000 a year, it's costing another $175 a month. The cost of stocks went up yesterday. The Dow rose 102 points. And the cryptocurrency Bitcoin surged past $55,000 per coin for the first time in 5 months. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $70 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Hey, this is Papa with a special message. God bless America. I moved our family here in 1986 from Texas. I was brought up with the old-fashioned conservative values. Be honest, tell the truth, do a good job. Hopefully my 3 sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, will continue our family business with these same old-fashioned values. If you do call for our free inspection, we'll be honest and show you the facts. If you don't need a new roof, we'll tell you. If you only need some repairs and want your roof to look new and beautiful, we'll do that too, and we'll make it affordable. Many of our customers are snowbirds, and many have told us that they want to move here permanently because of the sad state of affairs in their cities. We love Southwest Florida, and thanks to you, we have a good business. Call me for a free inspection, and we will be on time, and we'll do a good job. Call me at 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Remember, area code 239-945-2700. We love the good old USA. License number CCC 1326213.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners. The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high rate credit cards, car loans, or other high interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right. Whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpet starting at, wait a minute, let me just get this right, at just $1.99 a square foot?
Yes, installed carpet pad and labor, $1.99.
And there's the phones ringing already. Look at that. They're getting excited.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, tell me more about what we've got here.
So we've got a big selection, and this is quite a carpet.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Design.com for inspirational cabinet designs and appliances for your new home or remodeling project.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. Taking a look at some slowdowns I'm seeing in Lee County. On Fowler, heading southbound, seeing a little bit of a delay there, especially as you get towards Colonial. And speaking of Colonial, seeing delays both east and westbound directions in that area as well. Also on San Carlos Boulevard South, heading north and southbound, but especially northbound, seeing a little bit of a delay there. So if you're headed that way, factor that into your morning commute. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. After another dry, mild start to the day, look out for another hot day today with temperatures soaring to 92 degrees. The heat index near about 100 degrees by the peak daytime heating hours of this afternoon. While we're dry to start, look out for some areas of rain and scattered thunderstorms developing mainly after 2 p.m. We could see a few lingering on even once the sun has set, though overall winding things down as we head towards your Friday morning. Tomorrow, waking up to low near 75 degrees. More scattered thunderstorms expected yet again for your Friday, Saturday, and your Sunday of the upcoming weekend. A high of 90 for your Friday, Saturday a high of 88 degrees, and Sunday featuring a high of 88 degrees as well. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. Most people don't know this, but in Southwest Florida, your air conditioner is designed for an outdoor temperature of about 92 degrees. And the indoor temperature at 75. Well, oddly enough, it gets hotter than that in Florida in the summertime. That means that part of the year, your air conditioner is too small by design. It's the correct size for the house, but in the summertime it seems to struggle for a little while in the afternoon, which may be very normal. So don't panic. Use a NATE certified mechanic to find out the truth and make sure your machine is sized correctly. Bigger is not better in this business. The right size is the right size. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. Locally owned and operated.
Hey, look, you don't have to go through the fall months with that joint pain. You can call QC Kinetics now. Regenerative solutions that are here, bringing lasting relief from joint pain with no downtime, no surgery, no steroids. It's Drew Steele talking about QC Kinetics. They use natural biologic therapies that restore and repair damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and back. Patients here are raving about the results. Don't think surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now and learn more about these exciting natural alternatives. You've heard football legend Emmitt Smith talk about QC. It's time you see what it's all about. Fall is the time to enjoy life to its fullest, so why not act right now? Restorative, regenerative therapies, they're available now. And the office consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
I wish people would learn to come in sooner. Unfortunately, by the time they come in our stores, they're almost desperate. They've been struggling trying to find a solution for their problem. They're looking with hope in their eyes. You've got to be able to help me.
You're listening to Beth, an arch support specialist at the Good Feet store.
A construction guy comes in and told me, I'm afraid I'm going to get fired. My feet hurt so bad, I can't do what I need to do at work. You gotta help me. It's unbelievable how quickly the product changes some things for some people.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people live the life they love without letting their feet get in the way.
When you're able to help them work more efficiently, more comfortably, and they're back and doing things that they've been wanting to do, things that they've missed. I go home every day proud of what I've done.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
What are you going to do with that money if you win?
Well, I'm definitely going to get a new supercharged Mustang with dual exhaust and about 5 kilos of cocaine, and I'll be good to go.
Okay, so you like cars. You like cars.
Wait. What? What? No. All right, so in Shreveport, Louisiana, Corey Johnson is a reporter at one of the TV stations there, and she's interviewing people at a gas station there because they got the big lottery, the Powerball or whatever, that they were saying, hey, listen, if you win the $685 million, by the way, somebody did win it, the $685 million Powerball jackpot, what are you going to do with the money? And the guy says, yeah, I'm gonna get a supercharged Mustang with dual exhaust and about 5 kilos of cocaine. And she's like, oh, and she says what? She says,
I'll be good to go.
Okay, so you like cars. You like cars.
You like cars, right? She totally ignores. It's like, you didn't just say that, did you? You didn't just say that you're gonna buy kilos of cocaine. If that's right. You didn't just say that. The thing I thought was funny about it was, well, number one, how nonchalant the guy was. It's like, I'm just going to buy kilos of cocaine. And like, hey, am I on TV? And then the other thing that I think is hysterical, it was a let's go Brandon moment. Because the guy says, yeah, I'm going to get a supercharged Mustang and buy 5 kilos of cocaine. And she's like,
okay, so you like cars. You like cars.
Yeah, that's it. It's about cars. So you like cars. So she completely ignores what he says. It's like, let's go Brandon, you know, the things that people are chanting at stadiums and stuff about Joe Biden that has the letter F at the very beginning that is not family friendly and shouldn't be done. But instead, it's the let's go Brandon moment where while that was happening and the NASCAR driver, Brandon, I forgot his last name, Brandon Brown or whatever his name was. And the reporter goes, oh, listen, they're chanting, let's go Brandon for you. And she's like,
okay, so you like cars. You like cars.
It's like you like cars, right? It's like we're just going to avoid the. Do you see, again, for the millionth time on this show, another valuable lesson. Kids, don't do drugs. See, because then you end up on TV and people mock you, and now they know what it is that you want to buy with $600 million. And there might be some people out there like employers going, hey, I'm not sure if I want to hire this person because is that what they're doing with their money? I'm just putting that out. I know that's a terrible spin to finish out with, but that's really the spin, is it not? Or am I missing something, Jake?
He's probably on a list.
He's probably on a list. people not to hire. Don't hire this guy. Yeah. And, all right. That's, you know what that is? That's that, oh gosh, I know I am chasing rabbits. In my head today's one of those days. Look, if you enjoy this program, if you follow this show, if you follow me, maybe on social media, or you're watching at drewsteele.com, Steele has 3 E's. Sometimes I chase rabbits, and here I'm going to chase one right now. That's like that. That's why you've got to be careful what you put on your social media sites. Like when people put these crazy things on Facebook and Instagram and do all of these things, and look at me dancing in front of the da-da-da, and I'm not wearing any clothes, and I got this in my hand, and I'm doing all, and it's like, you do realize that there are people there that want to hire you that are looking at your social media and going, hey, I'm not sure if I want my employee dancing around like that with holding that, doing that. And you know what I mean? It's,
sometimes some people just don't have
that foresight.
Sense.
Yeah, that too. And ultimately it catches up with you. Unless, of course, the government is helping you, then you don't have to worry about that, because if you're making tons of money sitting around at home, and you don't have to worry about necessarily what an employer thinks, because Uncle Sam's your employer, and Uncle Sam's he's not checking on you at all. He's not even looking to see what you're doing. He just wants to know that you like the money that's coming in. Uncle Joe. There's Grandpa Joe. Grandpop Joe. However, whatever you say. Joe's sitting there in Washington, D.C., and he's just like, what do you need? Come on. I'm not even going to question you. How much do you need?
Eating ice cream with little kids rubbing hairs on his legs.
Well, there's the hairy leg thing and the sniffing and the stuff. We are really going in a bad place. I'll tell you what you do need. I know exactly what you need. You need $175 more in your paycheck. Would you say that, Jake? Would you say if I gave you $175 a month more right now than you're making, you think that would help?
I mean, it's not going to hurt.
It's not going to hurt. No, it's actually going to help. You want to know why? Ask me how I know why. How
do you know why, Drew?
That guy is so hairy.
How hairy is he?
That's what we're doing right now. That's what I'm asking you for. How do I know $175 is something you could use?
How do you know, Drew?
Okay. Don't use the weird puke or DJ voice, okay?
Sorry.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
That was inappropriate.
Hey, look at you, 643 on your AM dial. And coming up in just a little bit from now, we're going to have the Crazy Duck that's going to be making noise so that you can win some prizes. That's the, if you're wondering what the puke or DJ sound is, that's what that is. It's an industry thing. Don't worry about it. Trust me, though, there are plenty of people in this town that do it. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Right? Wouldn't you agree that there are plenty of people in town that do that?
Yeah. Cool. Actually, yeah, I'm going to not say anything else.
Hey, coming up in just a little while, Lady Gaga is going to be talking about how fantastic her new latest movie is. We're going to play the hits, and coming up. All right, we got to stop. Real cost of inflation to average American household, an extra $175 a month. The New York Post has the story. It is the number one. It's right on the front page. Boom. For the past couple of months, Allison, a wife and mother of a toddler and teenager in Chicago, says she's been spending about $50 more each week on groceries to feed her family. And that's at a discount supermarket chain. She used to spend $70 a week, but all of a sudden, it's like I noticed I couldn't leave the store without spending at least $120. Anybody else? Raise your hand unless you're driving. 10 and 2. How many of you out there are starting to feel that? You're spending more. Everybody knows it. For households earning the U.S. median annual income of about $70,000, the current inflation rate has forced them to spend another $175 a month on food, fuel, and housing. Say that 10 times fast. Thanks, Joe. I mean, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. So you better believe it. Everybody feels it. And again, if you're saying to us that there's no way that the government, Joe Biden can't stop this, he has no control. Yeah, he actually does. And if you think all the spending that's coming up that they're planning on doing isn't going to affect inflation, isn't going to affect your bottom line, isn't going to affect all the things that are around you, do you really think that all of this spending doesn't affect the issues of inflation? That when all this printed money, I mean, they're talking about printing. Did you hear about the other day, the $1 trillion coin?
It's already fresh.
They're going to, it was a serious discussion. Like, it was serious. It was Axios that had the story. Hey, people are talking about it, and maybe we should do it. Let's just print $1 trillion coin, and boom, there you go. It's that's it. That's all we have to. What are you talking about? Out of what? Well, we've got the printing presses. Well, what does that mean? It's like, do you not understand? It's so obvious. I mean, and I know you understand this, and I'm not, I'm just telling you that when you have $1 and you are trying to buy something that is $100, and in the marketplace, it's $1, trying to buy something that's $100. Now, all of a sudden, you're flooded with paper money and all this fake stuff comes into the market. That $1 is not worth $1 anymore. That doesn't make sense to you. It's common sense. If there's more dollars out there, you're chasing all of this. That's the inflation that we see, and we would just see more if Joe Biden could just have his way. And may I say this, and I'm going to say something that is probably going to tick off some Republicans. Some things that that Senator Mitch McConnell is talking about right now, or not talking about, that, man, I don't understand why Republicans are not focusing on this more. On the heels of Jake Tapper yesterday describing exactly how the American people feel with regards to Joe Biden as president of the United States. Do you realize how ugly it is? I'm not talking about Joe Biden specifically, and I'm not trying to get into anything about him personally. It's certainly not anything like
I got hairy legs.
It's not about that. It's about how many people in this country realize what this president is doing and this administration is doing and the damage that it's doing. And they're starting to see this, and the polls are reflecting it, and even CNN can't avoid it.
I got hairy legs.
I know that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this.
These new poll numbers, frankly, are brutal for the president. In this brand new Quinnipiac poll, only 38% of Americans approve of how Biden is handling his job, compared to 53% who disapprove.
Oh, that's just one little section of the poll. It can't be that bad.
That's the lowest approval rating Biden has had since taking office.
All right, well, it's just that for now, but the things could ramp up, right?
Another striking number, only 39% of Americans approve of Biden's handling of the economy. 55% say they disapprove of the job he's doing on the economy.
Well, that doesn't sound very good.
When asked, is Joe Biden an honest president? 44% of Americans say yes. 50%, a plurality, say no.
You sensing a pattern here?
And one of the most damning results of all, more than half of the American people, 55%, say the Biden administration is not competent in running the government.
Not competent in running the government.
I smell regret.
Yeah. But 874 million people voted for him, and they just didn't know. They just really thought that getting rid of those mean tweets would mean something.
He was nicer, Drew.
Oh, absolutely nicer. Now, I'm bringing this up because here you have all the poll numbers, and everybody sees the $175 extra out of your paycheck. They see inflation going skyrocketing through the roof, and more is on the way. But no, the best thing to do is to have the federal government spend even more money, trillions of dollars that we don't have, on policies and programs that will fundamentally change and destroy this country, destroying capitalism. Don't you see a pattern here in what is going on globally? There is a pattern, everybody. There is a great reset. The great reset is real. The idea that the great reset goes along with what is happening with critical race theory is a real thing as well. Critical race theory that wants to fundamentally destroy this country and wants to reinvent it in a new way, is also about getting rid of the capitalist society that we live in. It's Ibram X. Kendi who has said this, somebody who preaches anti-racism and critical race theory, and that is part of what he's been talking about. The capitalist society has to go. Capitalism is the problem. Do you not see that the progressives, the Democrats, want this system gone? They want capitalism and the free market destroyed. And And what are Republicans doing to stop it? It's not about the money in the budget. It's not about 3.5 trillion or 10 trillion or 6 trillion or 2 trillion. Going from 3.5 to $1 trillion is not the deal. The deal is to stop it from happening altogether because the policies that are in it, the social safety net, the free child care and free college and the federalizing of our election system and all of the things that will fundamentally change us will still be there. Those are not going away. And the trick that they're all doing is very simple. We'll lower the price because everybody's focusing on the price, but they'll just take something that they're talking about making for 10 years and implementing it and just implementing it for another year or two. Because once it's in, you can't get rid of it. Nobody's going to want it to go away. And Republicans have an opportunity here, and they've squandered it. Mitch McConnell, that some are saying, no, listen, this is a good thing. That Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has thrown down a potential offer for a short-term extension of the debt ceiling. Now, some could look at this and say, well, no, this is a good thing because he's got a plan. Because the debt ceiling, reconciliation on the debt ceiling, it's the only way that Democrats could make it happen. But they can only use it a couple of times, reconciliation. There's a limited amount of times that they can use it. And if they use it on the debt ceiling limit to raise it and use reconciliation in November, if they accept this deal to do it, they won't be able to do the $3.5 trillion spending spree, this Build Back Better spree. They've got to use it for something. And so the bet is, and what people are saying is, no, McConnell's got this. He's not a dummy. He's got this because he's kind of going to call their bluff and then they're going to have to call his bluff. And ultimately, they're going to have to choose one or the other because they can't make it happen, the Build Back Better plan, without reconciliation. But what if they get the numbers down to the point where they do get Democrats on board, where they are able to make it happen? Then what? The point is that the other side of this is the bigger issue, which is Senator Mitch McConnell is a dummy. Like, why would you acquiesce? Why would you give the Democrats anything now? I just played Jake Tapper explaining to you Republicans in leadership that everybody sees what's going on. They see what's happening out of their pocketbooks and purses. They see what's going on with the border. They see what's happening in international relations and the idea that we're this close, my fingers are thinly spread apart from China going, yeah, you know what, we might send some boats over to Taiwan and have a little discussion. And if they don't do what we want them to do, then war might be closer. And what are you going to do to stop us? There's a lot of things that are happening that the country sees. And so why would you want to give them anything at all? And in just a little bit, we're going to play some of what the president said yesterday, where everything is a lie. The Social Security beneficiaries, they're not going to see any money, and the military is not going to get paid. That's a lie. It's all a lie. Medicare, Medicaid. No, you will get paid. All of this is a lie. We're not going to be able to pay our debts. Well, do Republicans say the same thing? When we come back, that's the big question. And I'm just going to posit this here as we go to break. Are the leadership of the Republican Party afraid to tell the American people the truth about what is going on with debt limits and debt ceilings and paying off our debt because they want to use the tool themselves or have used it in the past and would like to use the same tool in the future that is a lie in order to get what they want politically in Congress? That would be an awful thing. But is that what's happening? Talk about that coming up. Stay break 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now, Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief. for back and neck pain. Back pain, neck pain, we hear so much about it every day, but most people never understand what causes it. Very often, it is more than just sore muscles. Many times, it is caused by disc and nerve compression in the spine. This is very often not addressed. The only way to get pressure off the discs in the spine is to decompress the discs. Here at Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, non-surgical spinal decompression is a specially designed, computerized table to provide gentle, precise pulling to draw pressure off the discs and release the nerves. This process draws blood back into the discs, allowing them to heal. Completely safe and comfortable for any age. No hanging upside down. Patients with stenosis sciatica, bulging discs, neuropathy, scoliosis all find great, long-lasting relief with decompression. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Throughout the month of October, Jason and Todd at the Diamond District want to offer you 5 years interest-free financing on the largest selection of beautiful fashion diamond jewelry now at the Diamond District. Financing based on approved credit and available on the entire selection of fashionable diamond jewelry.
Attention Medicare recipients. My name is Todd Van Owen. I live, work, play, and volunteer here in our community. New to Medicare, the area, have questions about Medicare Advantage plans, supplements, prescription drug coverage? Need a primary care doctor or specialist? Call me, Todd, 896-3100. Unlike football and TV personalities claiming to know Medicare, I've got over 20 years of local experience educating and enrolling folks in Medicare plans. Call me, Todd, at 896-3100. That's 896-3100.
No matter what it's like outside, Trane makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Trane. Visit TraneInfo.com. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local dealer and more. Because it's hard to stop a Trane.
For eligible individuals 18 or older only. Not available in Oregon or West Virginia. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With hearing aids from Lively, everything is done remotely in the comfort of your home, from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. With Lively, you get premium Bluetooth-enabled hearing aids at thousands less than you'd might expect. The best hearing aid technology is now affordable and convenient. Your hearing aids are sent right to your door. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week. No charge. Ah, you people at Lively are wonderful. With Lively hearing aids, you get free shipping, 3 years of follow-up care included free, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage. You can't lose. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Now get $100 off your hearing aids when you go to listenlively.com/radio. That's listenlively.com/radio. listenlively.com/radio.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Imagine you're on your way to work and then bam, your whole life changes. You're injured and now you have to fight for justice. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $70 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, "What is that beautiful SUV?" I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, "How much does it cost?" I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines and rear and all-wheel drive, but that's not all. We have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com. I love my GV80 and you'll love it too.
All offers with approved credit on select models. Based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months at $0 per month for 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
You heard us right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along. 92.5 Fox News.
It's what pro-choice activists hoped for weeks. I'm Dave Anthony. Fox News. Texas's new abortion law blocked in court. Fox's Evan Brown has the tales live.
Yeah, Dave, a federal judge in Austin, Texas, is putting that state's new restrictive abortion law on hold, issuing a 113-page ruling saying the law flagrantly goes against an established right to choose to end pregnancies. The judge, Robert Pittman, is an Obama appointee, and he's even refused to stay his own ruling. Texas officials have already sent the appeal into the United States Fifth Circuit. The law allows practically anyone to sue a clinician who performs an abortion after a fetal heartbeat's been detected, Dave.
Evan, there appears to be a deal being put in place to avert the U.S. defaulting on debt in 2 weeks.
Basically, I'm glad that Mitch McConnell finally saw the light.
Independent Senator Bernie Sanders, after the Senate's Republican leader offered a compromise. Fox's Griff Jenkins.
Democrats appear ready to accept Senate Minority Leader McConnell's short-term extension, kicking the debt ceiling can down the road to December as the president heads out of town blasting Republicans for failing to deliver on a massive spending deal.
My Republican friends need to stop playing Russian roulette with the U.S. economy.
Now, the president will go to Illinois today as his job approval rating falls some more, now at 38% in a new Quinnipiac poll. He'll be touting vaccine mandates the White House says have been successful in getting more Americans vaccinated and helping improve the economy, though many have been challenged in court. There is a new one coming in Los Angeles.
The LA City Council voted to require vaccine proof in order to enter restaurants, gyms, salons, shopping malls starting November 4th. Essential places like grocery stores and pharmacies are exempt. Those with approved religious or medical exemptions have to show a negative COVID test result within the prior 72 hours.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. 2 state troopers have been shot and wounded. One in Michigan happened at a traffic stop. The other trooper shot in Ohio by a gunman still on the run. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. Seeing a disabled vehicle on the road in North Fort Myers is on Pine Island Road and North Tamiami Trail. I am seeing it cause just a little bit of backup. So if you are headed that way on either of those roads, nothing to really delay you significantly, but just something to be out on the lookout for. 41, though, and 75, our main problem roads, looking really nice this time of day. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News, now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. After another dry, mild start to the day, look out for another hot day today with temperatures soaring to 92 degrees. The heat index near about 100 degrees by the peak daytime heating hours of this afternoon. While we're dry to start, look out for some areas of rain and scattered thunderstorms developing mainly after 2 p.m. We could see a few lingering on even once the sun has set, though overall winding things down as we head towards your Friday morning. Tomorrow, waking up to low near 75 degrees. More scattered thunderstorms expected yet again for your Friday, Saturday, and your Sunday of the upcoming weekend. A high of 90 for your Friday, Saturday a high of 88 degrees, and Sunday featuring a high of 88 degrees as well. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Does 92.5 Fox News have a live stream? You bet. Go to rightallalong.net.
Hey, this is Papa reporting that a lady recently complained that she did not like my commercial about the guy spitting chewing tobacco. She said that sound made her sick. I asked her what she thought about my commercial of Bart the Donkey, and she went. Either way, a special thanks to over 4,000 wonderful people who did respond to Papa's wacky commercials and making this past year our biggest, most profitable year in over 30 years. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Kerry, and Cody, we invite you to call Papa for our free tile roof inspection. If we find needed repairs, we'll do our best to make it affordable. Let us show you how we can clean and seal your tile roof, pavers, and pool decks the eco-friendly way, and it's cleaner, safer, and lasts longer. We promise to keep the donkey off your roof. Call me, Papa, for our free tile roof inspection. 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Remember, area code 239 945-2700. We're open 24/7. License number CCC 1326213.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
Introducing the Fpl Energy Manager, a new way to take control of your energy use and your bill. You can monitor, analyze, even simulate your energy use and save. Find savings to sing about at fpl.com/take control.
Hello, I'm Dave Harmer of First Class Air Conditioning, serving all of Southwest Florida since 1977. In a service industry like ours, customer satisfaction means everything. We post our customer service reviews up front at firstclassairconditioning.com. Our work and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. Call 239-574-2500.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. In studio with us is Dr. Michael Varveris. He is a concierge medical doctor. Now, doctor, in today's world, you have to wait sometimes months before you can get an appointment with your doctor. When you get there, it's at least an hour wait to even get in. You barely even speak with your doctor. How are you different?
And everything you mentioned, I'm different. What I'm trying to do is trying to provide the service that I'd want provided or I want a loved one provided. So a patient of mine will be able to see me today or tomorrow. The time spent will be what is needed. A patient might have to wait a little bit because I'm with another patient, but I'll do the same for them. I keep my overhead low in my practice, and it allows me to create individual relationships, which obviously is what it's all about.
Go visit Dr. Varveris online. He's at mddocv.com. Again, that's mddocv.com. This is the doctor that gets to the root of the problem, your concierge medical doctor. Visit him online today, mddocv.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talking text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. And we appreciate you watching the program and subscribing. Here at DrewSteele.com, you can subscribe to the podcast, watch the program, and, yeah. Anything else I'm missing? No, that's good. Hey, coming up, 7:35, we're going to have a conversation with Pete Hegseth, who I believe is in town here in Southwest Florida, talking about the 25th anniversary of Fox News. A lot to talk about, and skim over some of the headlines as well. So looking forward to that conversation coming up at 7:35. A couple of things we've got our eye on before we get into Joe Biden and some of what he said. Basically lies. Lies yesterday about, again, the lies of what is and isn't when it comes to a debt ceiling and what we're paying for. And I don't understand why Republicans are allowing it to take place. Why would you let the president of the United States, who at poll after poll after poll is suggesting that everything is underwater, whether it's him personally and how they feel about his leadership, to the Democrat Party that is now underwater as well. Yes, there's a story that I've got to find. I got to find this story that just came out. And is this where it is? I'll find it. Basically, if you're looking, it's a new poll. Here you go. That Americans don't even believe in Democrat leadership. The Republican Party now has expanded advantages as the party is better able to protect the U.S. from international threats. That's what they're asking. Looking ahead for the next few years, which political party do you think will do a better job of protecting the country from international terrorism and military threats? And it's not even close right now that the American people are looking at the Democrat Party and do not feel like the party in and of itself is able to protect the American people. And there's plenty of examples. Of course, you've got the southern border where we're hearing more and more about, and wait till you hear this audio coming up. about how many people they're expecting to come across the border, and they're on their way and they're witnessing what's going on and who's going to stop these individuals from coming in, and how there are probably people who may want to do us harm and you harm personally that are thinking, hey, you know, if we can get some folks in with these people that are coming in along our southern border, then because they're letting them into the country, that nobody would know the difference. That's not keeping us safe. And on the heels of all of this, every poll which is suggesting that the Democrats are losing trust, losing when it comes to the American people and what they believe that they can do. Why would you not have a Republican Party that would call out the lies of Joe Biden on a microphone, en masse, in a group, and say, you're lying when it comes to the debt ceiling? Our debts will be paid. Well, Janet Yellen said that if October 18th is a date certain, otherwise we're not going to be able to pay. She's lying. She's lying. Unless, politically, and this would be really awful, unless you feel like it benefits you to have that same tool in your pocket in the future to make those claims, if you were to try to do the same thing. But you're not, right? We'll get to that in just a second. Some headlines that I wanted to skip through because I'm just noticing a lot of this popping up on my feed. Mike Opelka sent this to me in an email that apparently while the governor was out of the state of Idaho, the lieutenant governor banned vaccine mandates. What? Idaho Lieutenant Governor Janice McGakin, I don't know if I'm saying her name right or not, issued an executive order Tuesday substituting vaccine mandates for mandatory coronavirus testing in schools and colleges, prompting the governor, Brad Little, who's away at the U.S.-Mexico border, to say he didn't authorize his second in command to do this. But she's like, no, I'm Little says he's going to respond to any or rescind any executive orders issued by the lieutenant governor, a fellow Republican, while he's away, including McGakin's attempt to mobilize Idaho National Guard troops to send to the border. That's a little bizarre, right? That the lieutenant governor's like, yeah, we don't want these. We got to ban these vaccine mandates, and the governor's like, wait a minute, I'm out of town. Hey, can you do this? Maybe we need to talk about it. I just thought that was interesting, but it's leading me to what I wanted to talk about, which is here in the state, which is just yesterday, the Florida State Board of Education convened a virtual meeting to focus. Today they're going to have a virtual meeting to focus on a very specific agenda. This is from justthenews.com. A specific agenda set forth by the State Education Commissioner, Richard Corcoran. All 11 action items are set to go before the 7-member Board of Education call for consideration of probable cause for noncompliance with Department of Health Emergency Rule 64 DER 21-15, protocols for controlling COVID-19 in school settings against 10 school boards. In other words, Alachua, Broward, Duval, Hillsborough, Indian River, Leon, Miami-Dade, Orange, Palm Beach, and Sarasota. 2 action items lodged against the Broward County school districts. All have adopted mandatory mask policies without any opt-out options, which Corcoran contends violates House Bill 241. We know what that is. That's the Parents' Bill of Rights, adopted by lawmakers during the 2021 session. And as a matter of fact, the talk is going to be that, listen, all the money that Joe Biden is saying, listen, all you school boards that are not following the laws in your state, hey, good for you. It's awesome that you're not following the laws. I don't follow the Constitution. Did you see what I did with the issues of, what was it, the expulsion of individuals from their lease agreements with, why am I drawing a blank on it? Anyway, the point is that Joe Biden doesn't follow the Constitution. That's the point. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank here. It's that kind of day. But anyway, somebody will bring it up. But the point is that here in the state, they're like, listen, if the president of the United States is going to send federal funds to all of these school boards because, we talked about and politically talked about the fact that, no, you're not going to do that. We're going to take away the pay here from individuals who are not going to follow the laws here in the state. And they're like, oh, that's okay. We'll send compensation for you all, federal compensation for the state's actions. And the state and here in the state of Florida, we're like, no. I think We'll go against that. That was brought up, right? In September, the U.S. Department of Education announced it would award Project Safe grants to school districts being financially penalized by the state for adopting mandatory mask mandates. Alachua received $147,000 and Broward more than $420,000. Well, there are things that we can do about that the state of Florida can do. And again, isn't it amazing that you have school boards in the state who are thumbing their nose at laws and are just like, yeah, we don't like Ron DeSantis. We're going to do whatever the unions tell us. And, of course, the liberal-leaning unions will do anything to go against Republican governors. And there are a lot of places in the state that are like, yeah, we'll go along with that as well, which is just crazy. But, again, this political battle is not going to end. The good news about the governor here in the state of Florida is that he's not messing around. And the state of Florida is not going to sit by while the left tries to dismantle everything that's going on here that is good and right and law-abiding. And the governor knows it. And where other states may fold, this governor's not going to. He's going to fight back. Look, you can't lose this battle. You can't lose the battle against the left in this state. You can't have the president go against you and go for the liberal-leaning teachers' unions and the school boards going against state law and then go, well, I guess nothing I can do about it. It's not going to happen, which is a good thing. But the governor is not going to sit back. All right, why am I drawing a blank, Jake, on what the word... It's... I'm still drawing a blank on when you were out of the room. I was drawing a blank on the moratorium on. What can I think of this? What am I doing? The eviction Thank you.
Eviction moratorium.
Thank you, Jake.
I didn't help.
No, you didn't. You just helped me to brainstorm in my own brain, which is quite the storm. You should see what's going on in my head right now. The eviction moratorium, when the president was like, yeah, the Supreme Court, Constitution, that's the point I was trying to make. That the president doesn't follow the Constitution. But that's all right because he lies out of his teeth and everybody seems to think it's okay. Like yesterday, when again, for the millionth time, and how many people have talked about this on this station, on this show, and if you listen to this program for a period of time, this radio station, you'll have heard this on multiple occasions, that the president is lying about the debt ceiling. And he did it again yesterday.
On the debt, which Secretary Yellen said could happen at any day after October the 18th, that's when we run out of money.
We're not going to run out of money. Oh, my gosh. We're not going to run out of money. Janet Yellen, we're going to run out of money if we don't do something to raise the debt ceiling by the 18th of October. That's a lie. That is a lie. That it's impossible when the Constitution tells you that you have to pay the debts of this nation. And what is it, like $45 billion per month goes into the debts, the debts owed. Service on the debts that we have is like $45 billion out of something like $320 billion, I think it is, that we bring in each month. The only way we wouldn't service the debt that has to be paid constitutionally, the 14th Amendment constitutionally, would be if somebody didn't do it physically, like they did not do it. Otherwise, the obligation has to be paid. There's plenty of money coming in. But there's something else here. Now, listen.
Means that Social Security benefits will stop.
It won't.
Salaries to service members will stop.
It's not going to stop.
Benefits to veterans will stop.
All of these things are lies. None of that's going to stop. It's all a lie.
And much more. The failure to raise the debt limit will undermine the safety of the United States Treasury securities. threaten the reserve status of the dollar as the world currency and that the world relies on.
Listen, he is absolutely, positively, 100% lying. That is not true. All of our debt services will be paid. Social Security is still going to flow, even though there's no Social Security to speak of, but it's not going to stop. Seniors are going to get paid. Medicare, it's all going to be paid. These are all lies. And the thing I think that's so frustrating is that you don't have Republicans stepping up to the microphone and going, hey, can we all get together? Mitch McConnell, you don't even have to be the one to speak. But senators, House members, everybody on the steps of the Capitol and have somebody on a microphone and say, listen, this is not true. It's a flat out lie. I don't hear any Republicans, and maybe there are, and maybe you've heard them, 239-479-5592. Are there any Republicans? I'm not talking about talk show hosts. I'm not talking about people that we know and love, that we listen to podcasts, watch programs, and maybe even on Fox News that are saying it. I'm talking about actual Republicans that are in the House or Senate saying he's lying. It's all going to be paid. It's all a big, big lie. It's to try to get people and convince people. Remember the polling that suggests that nobody trusts Joe Biden. Remember the trust in him to keep us safe? What was this?
When asked, is Joe Biden an honest president? 44% of Americans say yes. 50%, a plurality, say no.
That's the polling right now. So why don't you step up to the plate and show why people believe that? He's lying. And my fear is that the reason why Republicans' leadership won't do it is because they don't have a problem with it. Because they're going to want to raise the debt ceiling one day, that we have in the past. And if Republicans have the White House and the House and the Senate, and a situation comes up where they want to raise the debt ceiling, they're going to want to use the same language that the president right now is using, which is we're going to default. We're going to just absolutely default. We won't be able to pay our debt, which is a lie. But why do that? Remember something that is fundamental about the money that we spend and the debt ceiling, and it's this. If we did absolutely nothing, as a matter of fact, if we lowered the debt ceiling, what would happen? What do you think would happen? What would happen if we lowered the debt ceiling? You think it would be Armageddon? You think dogs and cats getting along all over town? You think it would be cities destroyed? And what would happen is Washington, D.C. would have to be fiscally responsible. You would have to figure out a way to cut spending, to get rid of the fat, to get rid of agencies, to get rid of federal employees. Oh, you can't do that. We're in a pandemic. Really? We can't do that in a pandemic? Do you know how many jobs are out there? We got 10 million jobs sitting out there. People won't take them. Well, they work for the federal government. This is something that, what? This is something they went to college for? I got a college degree in how to work for the federal government for the rest of my life. Is that really? Of course it's not. And that's what's so frustrating. If we didn't have the debt limit raised, and as a matter of fact, if we lowered it, it would force D.C. to be fiscally responsible. They would have to cut programs. They would have to cut all over the place in places that you could actually look at on a spreadsheet and go, well, why are we doing that? We could probably cut that. Yeah, you could, but they won't, because once it's implemented, it doesn't go away. Notice that. Everything keeps going up, both with Republicans and Democrats. It's got to stop. It has to stop. And now we're talking about spending trillions more of the trillions we've already spent instead of talking about cutting. It's an outrage. And again, an opportunity for Republicans to appeal to the American people, not Republicans, but everybody, and say, this is a feckless administration that is trying to spend us into oblivion, and we don't want any part of it. And they won't do it. Why? Is it because it's not politically expedient for them, because in the future they might want to do the same thing? Well, we're going to have to raise, during Trump, we raised the debt ceiling, and during, but did we have to? Oh, we had to. There was no way we had to pay our debts. But that's a lie. So again, sooner or later, we're going to have to start talking about going in the opposite direction. And it wouldn't be a bad thing. Yeah, GDP would take a hit for a little while if we lowered the debt ceiling. But ultimately, as you get rid of and not have to take more money from businesses and people to pay for bloated government, think about this. Think about this. Short term, the GDP might take a hit. But long term, think about this. If you've got less money that the government needs because they're not spending us into oblivion, then that means there's more money where? There's more money in your pocket. Businesses have more money. People have more money to invest in families, invest in businesses, buy land, create wealth to grow an economy. All right, we got to run. I know Pete Hegseth is going to be calling in just a little bit. We don't want to miss that call. All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
The news you need. The host you trust. Getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Joe Biden wants one of the biggest tax increases ever. Now, experts warn these massive tax increases will wreck the economy. This week, Sean Spicer and Lindsay Keith warn of Biden's tax madness. Each week, Spicer & Company talks to the experts so you can protect your money. Watch Sean Spicer every evening on Newsmax. Find it on every major cable system, most streaming services, or download the smartphone app now. Watch Spicer & Company and Newsmax for the news you need to know.
Welcome to Parent Teacher Night. Oh, yes, Miss Garner.
If you have one of those airline credit cards, you're probably not earning double miles on every purchase.
You're right. My card only gets extra miles on some types of purchases.
With the Capital One Venture Card, you earn unlimited double miles everywhere.
Wait, but where can we use them?
You can use Capital One Venture Miles on any travel purchase.
Venture gets an A+.
Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, look, you don't have to go through the fall months with that joint pain. You can call QC Kinetics now. Regenerative solutions that are here, bringing lasting relief from joint pain with no downtime, no surgery, no steroids. It's Drew Steele talking about QC Kinetics. They use natural biologic therapies that restore and repair damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and back. Patients here are raving about the results. Don't think surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now and learn more about these exciting natural alternatives. You've heard football legend Emmitt Smith talk about QC. It's time you see what it's all about. Fall is the time to enjoy life to its fullest, so why not act right now? Restorative, regenerative therapies, they're available now. And the office consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
True relief for back and neck pain. Did you play golf or tennis today and wish that you didn't have to deal with the back or neck pain? Do you feel hesitant to swing all the way through or run across the court because of pain? People just assume they have to live with it or just get epidurals. They are wrong. People look at it from the wrong perspective. Most people only think about treating the symptoms and not the cause. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we treat the cause using non-surgical spinal decompression. Now available for anyone, not just the injured or professional athletes. Spinal decompression is a safe, non-surgical treatment that takes pressure off the nerves and discs, increasing blood circulation, allowing the back to heal. Safe, long-lasting results for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, herniated discs, or even failed back surgery. Don't suffer. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $70 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
When you run a business, setbacks change everything. And online, they happen fast. With your Comcast Business Internet, you can stay ahead. And now you can add Comcast Business Security Edge to make your network more secure. It helps keep your network safe with scans every 10 minutes. And unlike some cybersecurity options, this helps protect every device that's connected. Because when your information, your people, and your company have security edge, you can be ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Find out how to get 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Offer ends 11/7/21. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers only. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Security edge not included.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Happy Thursday, everyone. I do have a vehicle crash coming out of Lee County on South Tamiami Trail and Old 41 Road, causing significant backup heading southbound on 41. So if you are headed that way, expect that. And speaking of delays, we know Daniels Parkway has been very backed up all throughout the county this morning, and now we know why. There's significant roadblock at the intersection of Daniels Parkway and Treeline Avenue due to a vehicle crash. So if you're headed that way, expect major slowdown, speeds as slow as 12 miles per hour. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. After another dry, mild start to the day, look out for another hot day today with temperatures soaring to 92 degrees. The heat index near about 100 degrees by the peak daytime heating hours of this afternoon. While we're dry to start, look out for some areas of rain and scattered thunderstorms developing mainly after 2 p.m. We could see a few lingering on even once the sun has set, though overall winding things down as we head towards your Friday morning. Tomorrow, waking up to low near 75 degrees. More scattered thunderstorms expected yet again for your Friday, Saturday, and your Sunday of the upcoming weekend. A high of 90 for your Friday, Saturday a high of 88 degrees, and Sunday featuring a high of 88 degrees as well. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. My family and I are putting down roots right here in Southwest Florida and are so happy to be a part of this community. We hope to meet you out at one of the country clubs or walking the town center or out on one of the beautiful beaches or parks. So why are we Key City Capital here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments without any risk of loss to your principal and without all the work of collecting rent or worrying about stock market volatility, call us today at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
I've been asked, did you plan on becoming the largest injury law firm in the world? And the answer is no. We set out to be focused on our clients and to have a commitment to trying cases and winning. And when you have those results at trial, you're able to settle most of your cases quickly and fairly. Hard work and client satisfaction was our plan. It worked. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, this is Papa with a special message. God bless America. I moved our family here in 1986 from Texas. I was brought up with the old-fashioned conservative values. Be honest, tell the truth, do a good job. Hopefully my 3 sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, will continue our family business with these same old-fashioned values. If you do call for our free inspection, we'll be honest and show you the facts. If you don't need a new roof, we'll tell you. If you only need some repairs and want your roof to look new and beautiful, we'll do that too, and we'll make it affordable. Many of our customers are snowbirds, and many have told us that they want to move here permanently because of the sad state of affairs in their cities. We love Southwest Florida, and thanks to you, we have a good business. Call me for a free inspection, and we will be on time, and we'll do a good job. Call me at 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Remember, area code 239-945-2700. We love the good old USA. License number CCC 1326213.
Hey yo, goodbye, pets, I'll see you later. Got National Exterminators. $46, get a rodents and bugs. 239-46, no bug. Kill it!
Call the boys at National Exterminators at 239-46-NO-BUG or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Hey yo, goodbye, pets, I'll see you later. Got National Exterminators. $46, get a rodents and bugs. 239-46, no bug. Kill it!
Call the boys at National Exterminators at 239-46-NO-BUG or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
For eligible individuals 18 or older only. Not available in Oregon or West Virginia. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With hearing aids from Lively, everything is done remotely in the comfort of your home, from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. With Lively, you get premium Bluetooth-enabled hearing aids at thousands less than you'd might expect. The best hearing aid technology is now affordable and convenient. Your hearing aids are sent right to your door. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge.
Ah, you people at Lively are wonderful.
With Lively hearing aids, you get free shipping, 3 years of follow-up care included free, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage. You can't lose.
I hear better than I ever thought possible.
Now get $100 off your hearing aids when you go to listenlively.com/radio. That's listenlively.com/radio. listenlively.com/radio.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching the program, subscribing to the podcast there on the website as well. And we do appreciate right now a few minutes with Pete Hegseth, who, of course, you know from Fox News, Fox and Friends right now, as he's been on with us, and he's here in Southwest Florida. He is enjoying all the people and the food and everything going on at Mel's Diner, the big 25th anniversary of Fox News. It's hard to believe, and we do appreciate a few minutes of his time. Pete Hegseth joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. It's Drew Steele. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Drew.
I appreciate you. And hey, first of all, let me just say this right away. We are so glad to have you here in Southwest Florida. I know over there at Mel's, they're probably having a great time there talking to you and enjoying and talking even about the 25 years. It's hard to believe, you think of 25-year anniversary, and there's a generation that doesn't know what it's like to be without Fox News, which is a good thing. But what that also means, what a responsibility when you think about it, where people are tuning in all the time and, with all the issues of censorship and the things that we're hearing about in the news, how important it is now more than ever to have Fox News out there. And maybe speak about that a little bit and about certainly your time there.
Yeah, so well said. I would add, talk radio to that as well. What you do. There are very, very few mediums in this country through which an alternate viewpoint is ever provided. And Fox started that 25 years ago as far as television. And you're right. It's hard to even think about our discourse in this country without it. And the significance that it has to this day. There's only one guy in the White House briefing room that's asking real questions, and his name is Peter Doocy.
Yep.
And if you don't have Peter Doocy, no one's pressing this administration. But looking at it, there's a reason why Fox is number one in spades. It's because we're unafraid to tell the truth and be blunt and be honest and be patriotic and have conservative hosts and stand up for the values this country was founded on. And nobody else does that. And the recipe's actually quite simple and straightforward. And that's why when I walk into Mel's Diner here, people say, hey, I feel like I know you. And I look back at them and, each individual soul is different, but I feel like I know them too. It's a values-based relationship. in both directions. And I have to say, being down here in Southwest Florida, I think half of New Jersey and New York is down here.
You have that. Well, and myself being one of them, a New York transplant back from the 80s. But I'm kind of like a Floridian now. I'm a Southwest Floridian. I moved here in 1986 and watching a lot change. But, even speaking of that, it is funny that you bring that up because I hate to say it this way, but I'll say it. A lot of the reasons why I left was probably a lot of the reasons why people are leaving to come to Florida is because they're tired of what they're seeing in places that are run by liberals that are destroying the different states. And then you're surrounded by individuals who think it's all a good thing, who are buying into it, who are paying into it, and aren't turning around and questioning it. And finally, maybe we're starting to see a little more of that. People leaving these liberal cities and coming to places like Southwest Florida.
Well, you were ahead of your time, clearly. I mean, I feeling that and sensing that and making that move. But COVID smacked it in everyone's face in an immediate way when you start to realize the way my local government operates, the way my state government operates affects my life, not just my wallet, and that has been a part of it for quite some time, but my actual civil liberties and my actual freedoms. I mean, Phil Murphy, the governor of, I'll never forget an interview he gave with Tucker at the beginning of COVID where he said the Bill of Rights was above his pay grade. I was just said, what are you talking about? It's not above anyone's pay grade in this country. But you have governors that think that way, and you come to a free state like Florida, and it's just a gigantic breath of fresh air, and that's why people are making that change. It's a chance to vote your values with your feet.
Yeah.
And you see that in this country.
Yeah, and it goes even with the 25 years of Fox News, and you get back to what we were talking about before, which is, boy, can you imagine if it's just the alphabet networks and there's no place to go? And for how many years it was like that? I mean, how many years people were fed this information?
We didn't know.
No, and there's no place to go, right?
No, there was no place to go, and you assumed the news was playing it straight, but you knew they weren't. And ultimately, it's not just the bias of what people say. It's the bias of what they refuse to cover.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine what people wouldn't know about what's going on at the border without the Fox News drones and reporters there, because it doesn't get covered. If it doesn't happen on TV, then folks are, for the most part, not aware of it, myself included. So you have to do it, and we're grateful for the chance to do so.
Yeah, no doubt. And certainly as people are still trying to make it like this president somehow is doing things right, we're still looking for that one thing that this president has done that has been successful.
What is that one thing going to be?
I'm not sure. It might be fine quality footwear, because I've really never noticed his shoes. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I'm really not positive, but we're still looking for it.
Yeah.
Although
okay, keep looking. I'll look with you.
Yeah, maybe we should look for better things to do. There's plenty of other things to do.
No, that's a great thing, though. That's going to occupy my mind for a while, trying to figure out one good thing.
Yeah, well, maybe we should help to do what Fox has been doing for a very long time, which is getting information out, getting the facts out, and then trying to solve these issues, especially when we're, on a serious note quickly, just, even the local school boards and what's going on there and how outrageous that is. You want to talk about the one thing that is going to mobilize people? You just did it. You just poked the bear. I mean, that is it.
You're right. I mean, when it touches people's kids and grandkids, so you're going to tell me that parents who go to a scheduled meeting, wait in line to get in front of a microphone and express that view, they're potentially a threat to these elected officials who we elect to be on our school boards. It's really, really staggering and scary. And I hopefully alongside COVID, it's another, I call it kind of the COVID 16-19 effect, because you take the 16-19 project, diversity, equity, inclusion, and all of the critical race theory stuff, and then parents are exposed to it because of COVID. That could be the combination that wakes people up, and hope 22 just can't get here fast enough. That's the problem.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, I know you're busy. I don't want to keep you there. The folks at Mel's Diner, we want to be hanging out with you today here in Southwest Florida. Pete Hegseth joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. 25 years celebrating today the anniversary of Fox News. So important that we know that. And by the way, I don't know if you've noticed at Mel's, but boy, the portions are big. I'm just telling you. They are ginormous. They have
and good.
They are. They're great people there. So say hi, and we appreciate you. Thanks so much, and thanks for being in Southwest Florida, and we'll hope to see you soon, okay?
You,
all right, all the best.
You got it.
All right, there he goes. Pete Hegseth joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. He's at Mel's Diner there in Fort Myers. And obviously, if you're watching Fox News and they're celebrating 25 years, and, there's certainly a lot going on there in the buzz. And no, I'm not kidding. They have they have a pork cutlet. I'm telling Jake this at Mel's. Just it's not a commercial for Mel's. I'm just saying they got the portions are ginormous, and they've got they've got this pork cutlet that's like as big as my head. And I'm meaning like literally, like not figurative. Like, all right, everybody stop. No texts and emails about big head Drew. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's nice when you see that it's just that kind of. But there's a lot of people here that have that. I mean, there's a lot of this kind of. I don't know how to explain it, but it is like
a lot of people with big heads.
But no. I kind of set myself up for that. No. I mean, the one thing I love about living here, I had a chance to speak to a great group yesterday in Naples, and they were so kind and gracious, and talking about my time and leaving Southwest Florida and leaving for a year and going to Salt Lake. And, sometimes you've got to get out of your personal bubble and go someplace else to realize how good you have it and how there is something in this town. There's something about Southwest Florida. There's something about Port Charlotte and Punta Gorda and Fort Myers and Naples and all the surrounding areas. There's just something that is, I don't know how to play. Is it hometown? Is that what I'm talking about? It's just that we do things right here. And I know I'm on brand, right all along, right?
Southern hospitality.
Yeah, I mean, why are you making a face like that? I mean, you could say that. And so what happens is, and I'll flip this to the other side, and this will take us back to some of the headlines. It's the kind of town where, and trust me, when you're outside of the town and you live outside of the town, and then you're here in town, you understand what I'm saying. It's the kind of thing in Southwest Florida where if you're doing something wrong, somebody wrong, if you're treating people the wrong way, it's more than poking the bear. It's not just the one person or the group, but it's that people in this town just know when something's not right and we're not being treated right. And that there is this hometown, this special feel. And I'm not expressing myself maybe the right way, but it's just a great place to live. Just telling you, that's all. Having lived in other places. And again, Salt Lake City is a very, very, very liberal city. You have no idea. They don't call it San Francisco East for nothing. And you just appreciate where you are more when you're not here and you come home. And it is like that. So it's like the school board meetings that we just mentioned with Pete Hegseth. What they're doing when it comes to critical race theory and diversity, equity, inclusion. How awful is it? And again, when you hear about this, listen, you've got companies, you have the school district, they have somebody who's in charge of the diversity, equity, and inclusion division. Like they're creating divisions within corporations where they're trying to separate you, segregate you. It's awful. And and it's good to see that there are some companies that are like, well, we're not doing it. I mentioned a few yesterday that there are a couple of companies that are like, you know what? We've kind of looked into this whole social justice, diversity, equity, and inclusion thing. And we're starting to realize that what they're doing is they're separating our employees and they're kind of pitting one against the other. And it's not good when we see that they're pitting our kids against each other, when we have these privilege walks where these young kids, middle school, little elementary school kids are going out on the playground and being told to step forward or backwards based on questions that are being asked, the questions that are specifically set up to show the differences in individuals based on race. There's set up questions to try to make it appear as if this young child has to look at themselves as something more or less than. And this separation and segregation, and somehow we're supposed to applaud that, and we're just supposed to say that's okay, and it's not. And it goes deeper when you're even talking about the federal government and this idea of the attorney general and saying, we might have to look into some, or the National School Board Association saying, you might want to look into this and classifying these individuals as domestic terrorists and how outrageous that is. And how there are people in this town that just are not going to accept it. Because they know, they see it. It's something you feel in your soul when something's not right. It's that spirit inside of you that's touched, that's kind of tapping on your heart wall and going, this ain't right. It's just not right. All right, do I even do this? Ryan's in Naples and he wants to explain. So you know a few reasons why this is a great area to live in.
Well, I left in 2011 or 12 and came back in 2013. I gave California a shot. Yeah, I know. At any rate, the easiest example to give is after the hurricanes here. If you notice, after the hurricanes, whenever we get hit by a hurricane in Southwest Florida, we take care of each other. Well, we don't need FEMA to come in and take care of us. We just need them to turn our power on and get out of our way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The hurricanes in a very nice, neat little package explain why Southwest Florida is so great. You don't need to go beyond that. We have a real basic sense of humanity amongst us and how to treat each other that extends out that way in their everyday life. Not everybody is like this, but regardless of our religious beliefs, regardless whether we're religious or not, we all have a basic sense of humanity about us that maybe doesn't translate when we drive because we're around the roads because we got so many different driving habits and stuff like that. But when it really matters, when it's that 90-year-old woman struggling to get her groceries into the trunk of her car, or it's the 75-year-old guy on the walker having a hard time getting over a curve with his packages, or after a hurricane, we all have that basic just sense of giving a crap about each other.
Yeah.
And that is really hard to find, especially in any big city. In any really large city, it's hard to find that.
Well, I'll make this case here, Ryan. I'm just looking at the time, and forgive me, but I'll make this case as well. The couple of things that I try to express to people, and when you live in a liberal city like we both have, and then you can see it for yourself, is that, number one, that you always want to have a conversation that's an uncomfortable conversation, whether it's about politics or religion. You go there because you never know who's listening over your shoulder. You never know who's listening in on a conversation where they might have a moment where they're moved, where they might have a moment where they're questioning something that they didn't know before. And you never know who's listening. And so you always have to be bold that way. And so when you live in a liberal city, or you are being run by liberals who are telling you that your speech needs to be defined and stifled. You okay there? I'm sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I got a little
so
cough.
when you have your speech that is being stopped, when you're being told that you're not allowed to speak out, then you can clearly see what they're doing, because they are going to substitute what is a moment where you should be able to question your own beliefs, be able to change somebody else's heart and mind, to you're not allowed to do that. That there's groupthink, and that's it. And you've got to stay in this box. And so, and that even leads to what you talked about. And listen, Brian, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. 239-479-5592. And then it's the other side of it, which is what he was talking about. If you live in a society and you live in a city that doesn't show when chips are down. Well, when chips are down, it's easy. Look, I don't want to put it this way, but I guess it's just one way of looking at it. Look, when there's disaster and bad things happen, people do come together. We've seen it in many times and many occasions, whether it's something horrific like 9/11 and what 9/12 looked like and how the world changed and how we changed, to the hurricanes that we see and the disasters and how people come along and watch the people who serve. The people who serve and come out early are the ones that really are a reflection of where we can be as a society. And you never know, like, again, who's looking over that shoulder and looking at that individual and seeing that. And that passion, that compassion makes a difference. But on the other side of that, boy, if you live in a place, a liberal city, one that is run by the Marxists that are out there right now, and you are being told that the segregating of race is a good thing, that this is where we should be because, and then they fill in some blank of something that clearly is not where your heart is or where your head is, where common sense is, where we should be, your morals are, but yet that's where we're placing you, where you're constantly being told you're not allowed to talk, you're not allowed to speak, you're not allowed to show up at school boards, you're not allowed to go against and be upset with somebody for not listening to you as an elected official and trying to shut down your speech and doing all of these things. When you are constantly surrounded by all of that, then where is that compassion going to come from? Because when a disaster strikes, don't you believe there are going to be individuals that are looking and saying, I'm not going to help that guy. Why would I want to help that person? That's the person that voted for Trump. That's the person that showed up at the school board. That's the person that, and you could fill in all kinds of blanks. So you can see how that would work. And it's an awful way to be. It's wrong morally. In society, it's all wrong. And so that's why we reject a lot of these policies that are being pushed and the ideology of the Marxists that are trying to change our country. All right, I'm looking at the time, and boy, did I talk a lot, and now we can't do Drew's College of Political Knowledge, so we're out of time. I'm sorry about that. Drew's College of Political Knowledge will be happening, I guess, tomorrow. All right, we don't have any time. We're not going to be able to do it, right, Jake? All right, sorry about that, everybody, but I do appreciate you being here. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the Drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Avid golfer Cam Warren played with joint pain for as long as he could.
Couldn't play golf for any extended period of time without braces and pain and chewing Advil for the entire day.
Then he turned to steroids.
Cortisone would last a few months, but it just inevitably came right back. Got to the point where I would have to wear ice packs to bed.
When the word surgery came up, Cam started looking elsewhere, and he found QC Kinetics. Natural biologic therapies, regenerative treatments that can repair and restore damaged tissue with no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. And now,
very proud to say that it has definitely changed my life. I've played 36 holes multiple days in a row without pain. Everything is great.
Call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation.
I would recommend QC to anybody.
Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN.
You know, it is a lot of fun when you invite people over your house and tell them to drink out of any faucet that they would like because you get your Pentair water system that is there. And as a matter of fact, even confidently saying, hey, check out the water diagnosis that I did here. And you can see for yourself how fantastic my water is. Look, there's a big difference with Pentair water diagnosis that you will get with Pentair water solutions. Pelican Water is now Pentair Water Solutions, the pros. My buddy Max is the best. Pentair uses the same digital testing equipment as the EPA to test that water. So you don't get some hardware store test tubes, dyes, and all that stuff. You can see the results printed out right in front of you. And for a recommendation that you can trust, you bet that Pentair Water Solutions has it. So why not give them a call, 239-880-7799, and get your free digital Pentair water diagnosis now. And this month, you can save up to $600 on softeners and salt-free alternatives. Max is waiting. Give him a call now. Don't leave him waiting, okay? 239-880-7799, or book it online at pentair.com/FortM.
Check this out, Southwest Florida. We're happy to announce you can still get the original MSRP for your trade-in, but only at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of brand or where you bought it, Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Yes, that means whatever your car was worth when it was new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only here at Naples Nissan. We've got hundreds of new and like-new low-mileage pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Now is the time for you to make that upgrade. To get full details on how you can get the full original base MSRP for your trade-in, come see us at Naples Nissan here on Pine Ridge Road or visit naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
Southwest Florida, are you getting the most out of your Medicare benefits? Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. With the United Healthcare Medicare Advantage Plan, you get more for your Medicare dollar, including benefits like vision, hearing, dental care, and much more. Take advantage. Call United Healthcare today at 1-855-608-8763. That's 1-855-608-8763. Benefits, features, or devices vary by plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply.
A deal on debt. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That is being worked out at the Senate less than 2 weeks before the U.S. hits our debt limit, considered a risk to our economy.
Senate Democrats say they will go along with part of a proposal from top Senate Republican Mitch McConnell to extend the U.S. debt limit for several weeks.
The clock is ticking, and I think, it would have been a disaster if this did not happen.
Senate Budget Committee Chairman Bernie Sanders says the new proposal would extend the debt limit into December.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern. Texas's new law banning abortions after fetal heartbeats detected around 6 weeks is no longer in effect, blocked by a federal judge.
A lawsuit from the Biden administration said the law defies the Constitution. Soon after the ruling, Texas officials went to the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, hoping to get the suspension reversed. That court has previously allowed the restrictions to take effect.
Fox's Jill Nato. President Biden will go to Illinois today to tout the effectiveness of COVID vaccine mandates, but there's been pushback and lawsuits as his job approval rating falls.
The new Quinnipiac poll gives the president his lowest score since taking office. Just 38% of Americans approve, 53% disapprove. On the economy, only 39% approve.
Fox's Griff is in Germany. Another accused ex-Nazi is on trial. Fox's Simon Owen has the story live.
Dave, a 100-year-old man has just gone on trial in Germany, charged with contributing to 3,518 murders. He's accused of working as a guard at the Nazi Sachsenhausen concentration camp in World War II. Doctors say the suspect is fit enough to stand trial, although sessions will be limited to 2.5 hours a day. It's the latest in a spate of recent prosecutions brought against elderly Nazi suspects. Dave?
America's listening to Fox News.
You can't go wrong when you're getting it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This Wink News update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News traffic.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. A few crashes we're watching out of Lee County. I have one on Gunnery Road North and Lee Boulevard in Lehigh. This is near Lehigh Senior High School as well as an elementary school, so lots of congestion here. Both north and southbound directions of Gunnery Road are experiencing significant delays. Also watching a crash in Lehigh on State Road 82 and Alabama Road South. Traffic on Alabama heading southbound definitely starting to back up at this hour. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. After another dry, mild start to the day, look out for another hot day today with temperatures soaring to 92 degrees. The heat index near about 100 degrees by the peak daytime heating hours of this afternoon. While we're dry to start, look out for some areas of rain and scattered thunderstorms developing mainly after 2 p.m. We could see a few lingering on even once the sun has set, though overall winding things down as we head towards your Friday morning. Tomorrow, waking up to low near 75 degrees. More scattered thunderstorms expected yet again for your Friday, Saturday, and your Sunday. Thursday of the upcoming weekend. A high of 90 for your Friday, Saturday a high of 88 degrees, and Sunday featuring a high of 88 degrees as well. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Bugged by the left? Log on to rightallalong.net, the place to find 92.5 Fox News online.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. I'm the president of New South Window Solutions. What I'd like people to understand about our company is what's unique about us. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. We go out of our way to make it easy. If you're thinking about buying new windows, consider New South. Don't even think about buying windows from anyone else till you see what our factory can do for you. New South windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers.
Going on now, save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
This is a message for all men. Look, my family doctor said my ED was incurable. There was nothing anyone could do but perform surgery. My wife was supportive. She told me it wasn't important and there were other things we could do, but deep down, I knew she was disappointed. I felt less of a man, less of a husband. I was embarrassed. I heard the ads for the Fort Myers Men's Clinic, and I thought to myself, how can the doctors at that clinic claim to resolve my erectile dysfunction in 15 minutes or less? So I called, made an appointment, my wife went with me, and let me say, my doctor was wrong. We have regained our intimacy. They can help. No matter your age or your condition, $99 for a doctor consultation and a test dose of the medication can help. Call now, 239-317-7777, 317-7777, 317-7777, or FortMyersMen'sClinic.com. And be sure to ask about the incredible Pulse ED, known to increase stamina, sensitivity, and even size.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Youthful, energetic, happy, sexual, strong, physical, no fear. Taking the bull by the horns.
Old, tired, joint aches, overweight, wrinkled, depressed, sex. I remember what that was.
In men, low testosterone can lead to muscle loss, extra body fat, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction. In women, hormonal imbalance can similarly cause extra fat around your middle and thighs, lack of desire, feminine dryness, and exhaustion. Suboptimal hormone levels are associated with the development of disease states like osteoporosis, heart disease, and stroke. At Neogenics, we specialize in testosterone, growth hormone promoters, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional programs designed to correct these imbalances and make you feel revitalized. See why patients from across the country are coming to Neogenics and take the first step to feeling great again. Call Neogenics for a free consultation at 277-9999 or find us online at neogenicmd.com. That's 277-9999. Neogenics, rediscover your youth.
If you needed heart surgery, who would you call? A doctor who's done it every day or a doctor who's done it once a year? The same is true about your erectile dysfunction. At the Fort Myers Men's Clinic, our Florida physicians focus on one thing, solving your ED. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, prostate cancer, these all contribute to your ED. And our physicians at the Fort Myers Men's Clinic know how to solve your problems. We have over 50 different custom formulations tailored just for you. You get to try the medication containing FDA-approved ingredients right in our office. Your total cost for the consultation, test dose, testosterone, and PSA test is only $99. If the test dose doesn't work, you pay us nothing. So you have absolutely nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Call now. 239-317-7777. That's 239-317-7777. And move from skeptic to believer. 317-7777, 317-7777, or online at FortMyersMen'sClinic.com.
Rock Solid wants you to be our customer at Rock Solid Countertops and More. $9.99 gets it done. For a limited time only, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team in Naples. And now serving Port Charlotte at 4135 Tamiami Trail. Visit RockSolidNaples.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. We appreciate Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on our usual Thursday visit, and someone who is quite busy, and so we always appreciate a few minutes. How are you, sir?
Doing good, Drew. How are you?
Well, we're doing all right. Lots of things to talk about. Hey, here's a question that I want to ask right out of the gate, because one of the things I've always appreciated about you for the years that I've known you has always been about keeping an eye on our fiscal responsibility, the things that we can and can't do. When we start to talk about ridiculous notions like raising debt ceilings into how to what degree and how much we're going to spend, and the concerns about all the spending that's happening, I'm just wondering, like, why it is, or do you hear from people at all that might say, hey, listen, if we didn't raise the debt ceiling, then we might actually have to be responsible for the things that need to be paid for. And if that means cutting certain things, then maybe we should cut. Because if we did that, then actually we would have more money in the American people's pocket, because there would be less coming out of it, which would lead to more growth. Am I crazy, or?
It's funny that, I hear that thought from like normal people, but it's only from, politicians and media, where it's everybody's hair is on fire. Oh my God, if we don't increase the debt ceiling, the world will end. Cats and dogs will be living together.
Yeah.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man will be walking down the street. This is, that's the stuff that you get out of the bubble in D.C. and out of news media. Yeah. But Drew, you're right. Look, the federal government takes in about $300 billion to $320 billion a month, right?
Yep.
That's more than enough to pay the debt service. Let's start with the debt service first.
Right.
This is how this works. When we go to the treasury markets and we go and we borrow money, or what we do with existing debt is we roll over our bonds that we have sold to other people in other countries and the Federal Reserve. When we roll that over, we don't pay the principal. We're only paying interest. That's why our national debt continues to rise.
Right.
Because the federal government doesn't pay principal back like you and I do, except if you're in credit card debt and all you're doing is making the minimum payment. That means you're paying interest. That's what that is.
Right.
All we do is pay the minimum payment. We do that all the time. So when you hear Joe Biden say, or you hear these people come out and say, like Jan Yellen, if we don't do this, we're going to default on our debt, that is a lie.
Right.
Because all we're doing is paying the interest. If we went back to the markets and said, hey, we didn't raise our debt ceiling, so I can't issue new bonds, but I can continue to pay interest on the existing bonds, that is allowed. The other thing that would happen is that you can make Social Security checks payments, you can make Medicare payments, you can make some of the military payments, and then after that point, we have to start having real discussions in Washington about what we're going to spend money on and what we're not going to spend money on. This is the great, that last part I mentioned is the great concern of America not continuing the spending we've been doing for the last 40 years, since 50 years really, that we've done, that has been over and above the money we generate in tax revenue every single month. So this is the problem. The Democrats know that if we don't raise the debt ceiling, we can't continue to spend all the extra. Plus, if we don't raise the debt ceiling, there's no possible way we can spend on Joe Biden's plan. There's no way we can spend the money. There's not enough of it.
Right.
Even what they say they're going to raise in taxes, they're not going to get. And even what they say these programs are going to cost, they're going to cost more than that, because that's what always happens with government programs.
Yeah. And that's what is always so confusing to me to this point, unless we just have everyone acquiescing to an idea, that there aren't people articulating that when you hear the president speak yesterday, he's lying. It's just a fact that the things that he's saying are lies. And even when Janet Yellen, you just brought up, it's a lie. And why can't we just make that the approach especially considering all the polling that's just come out recently with Quinnipiac. And it's a disaster for Democrats. It's a disaster for this administration. People are not fooled anymore by any of this because it's all tangible. Everything that's going on with inflation. What was the story that I just read out of the New York Post? $175 a month now due to inflation. That's what people are seeing. It's real. Just going into the, just a second ago, I went into the kitchen and they're describing about how they're kind of concerned about some of the paper products that they may not be able to get. We're going to be going through this again. How is that happening? And here we go. These things have to be talked about.
Listen, so I was actually watching Morning Joe this morning. I do watch Morning Joe.
You do?
From time to time.
Oh, good for
I
you.
do. I watch Morning Joe.
Yeah, I
like to hear what they're talking about.
Yeah, I guess you have to.
They had Pete Buttigieg on, and Pete Buttigieg is talking about this task force on supply chains that they started. You know what I find interesting about the political left? Yeah. They have these people who use big words, and they talk so eloquently, and they say nothing. He literally talked for 2 minutes, Drew, and said absolutely nothing. Yeah. Everything was, well, we're working with our partners to understand everything in the supply chain, from the ports to the grocery store shelves. And there's a lot of people who are very engaged in this topic. And so we're working very diligently to understand the causes of what's happening. I listened to his whole statement. I said, you said nothing, Pete Buttigieg. There was no action item in what you said. There was no detail about what the issues are. It's just about what they're doing. Right. Here's the problem. Joe Biden and the Democrats have set up a situation where people did not have to go to work, and it has damaged the supply chain. You have people who the longshoremen at the LA docks are not working at full capacity. What that means is that you have shipping containers that are still sitting on ships that are not even docked yet at the LA ports, which then are distributed to trucks to then move off on trucks all across the United States. There are tremendous unemployment benefits, and they haven't been going out and spending a lot of money. So they just have money. So the question, if you have money and you're working class, why would you go to work if you have money? Somebody who's working class goes to work because they're trying to keep things up and make ends meet. But if you just give out a bunch of money and you say the pandemic made me do it, what's going to happen is people are not going to go to work. When people do not go to work, prices rise, services become more scarce, product becomes more scarce. Drew, I got a crack in my windshield, right?
Yeah.
So I call the auto body shop. I say, hey, I want to set an appointment, fix my windshield. I got the jingle in my head, safe flight repairs.
You got the jingle in your head, right?
Nice. I got the jingle in my head.
It's working.
Safe flight. I need some royalties on that, by the way, but that's for another day. So I call them. They go, well, we want to set the appointment, but it's going to take us weeks to get the glass. Really? They're like, yeah, it's on back order. Everything's on back order. There's not a company in Southwest Florida or around the country that doesn't have product on back order. Why? Because Joe Biden and the Democrats used the pandemic to start up another idiotic liberal social program. This was federal unemployment insurance, and it created a massive hole in our supply chain. This is all our doing. Yeah. We could undo it if we stop the social spending, we stop the radical spending, and understand that there must be an inherent profit motive in everything that people do, because that's what keeps this thing we call an economy that's the best in the world, where people can get, toilet paper and glass for their car. Yeah. That's the thing that keeps this whole thing moving.
That's when I hear you speak. By the way, Congressman Byron Donald is joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, our Thursday visit, and we so appreciate a few minutes always. When I hear you say these things, the common sense in me says a couple of things. Number one, you would imagine that an administration would do anything and everything that they can to get an economy going and to do things to stop this inflationary cycle, which right now it's going to be tough to do, but to do anything that they possibly can because it benefits them politically and for the country, not necessarily in that order, that it's going to benefit people. So why wouldn't you do it? And when you say, well, what are you talking about? What could they possibly do? Is the flip side of this, which is my concern and the people that I talk to, is that you have a party right now who has control over these things and can stop this from happening. And their chosen path is no, because we want the American people to feel the most hurt in order to pass some of the legislation that is so huge and fundamentally changing the country, that if we were to change it and to benefit the American people, that they wouldn't go for what is going to be this horrible, horrible budget and this horrible deal with everything that is in it that will change us into a truly socialist country. And that is something I don't want to believe. But like you said, when you have all of these ships, you should see, I mean, I know you have, but I'm talking to the audience. You should see the pictures of all the ships that are offshore right now. It's mind-blowing. They're sitting there because they can't offload to the point that you made. But all of that can go away in the snap of a finger to get things back and running again. But they choose not to. Am I making sense? Do you fear that that's what's happening? That to the detriment of the American people and to move this socialist agenda forward, they're willing to give us the hurt?
Yeah, absolutely. They don't care about inflicting pain. They care about accomplishing the agenda. You have the dumbest president in the history of our country going out there and saying that a $3.5 trillion plan, which is really $4.3 trillion, it's really $5.5 trillion. The reason why is because we've talked about this before, Drew. They cut the programs down. They don't run the programs for a full 10 years. Right. So if you run the programs for a full 10 years, it's $5.5 trillion, close to 6. Okay. This president is running around saying it costs nothing. This only somebody who's been in Washington their entire adult lives could say something like this, because you have to take new tax revenue out of the economy. You have to literally take tax money from small business owners, from corporate America, from people who are working, from the poor, because yes, there are excise taxes in this bill on cigarettes, on rolled tobacco. So they're increasing sin taxes, poor people of America. Let's be aware of that. You have to take money out of small business, all to redistribute into the Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden agenda.
Yeah.
So when he says this costs nothing, he is lying to the American people. Oh, and Drew, you'll love this. You know what's in this bill that we just found out? We're confirming with budget staff today.
Tell me.
There's a tax credit in this bill for local newspapers with employees up to 750 employees. The tax credit tops out at $12,750 per employee. So this is a tax break for, Drew, I read it yesterday. I had to read it 3 times. We're confirming with budget staff today before I put it out in social media. There is a tax credit for $12,000 per employee for local newspapers. So the Democrats have tax breaks for local newspapers. I wonder why. They have tax credits going to rich people to buy electric vehicles, because poor people don't buy electric vehicles. You know why? Because they're too expensive and they don't have the money. So they want to give tax giveaways for their rich friends and for their newspaper friends, but they want to soak small business. They want to smoke working class Americans. They want to soak the quote unquote rich to pay for their monstrosity plans. Meanwhile, we can't get shipping containers off of ships at the LA docks.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it. God bless
America.
I can't. Well, with this administration, I can believe it. But again, it's hard to believe that an administration would do this to the American people, willfully do this, knowing full well what the ramifications are for a political move that will ultimately destroy capitalism and the free market the way we know it. And it's shocking. And before we go, I have to ask you this, because this is shocking to me as well. I need you to comment on Attorney General Merrick Garland, what he said. And so give me your thoughts on that.
Merrick Garland is a radical. Thank God he is not on the Supreme Court. Thank God that Donald Trump did not succumb to the pressure. I mean, he would never do it, succumb to pressure anyway, and nominate Merrick Garland. I want to send a special thanks, and we don't thank him a lot because sometimes he makes dumb decisions I don't agree with. But I want to thank Mitch McConnell for not succumbing to the pressure and calling a vote on Merrick Garland when Barack Obama was president of the United States to be in the Supreme Court. This man is a radical. The Department of Justice has no business on investigating quote-unquote domestic terror in school boards, at school board meetings. Newsflash for the school board members across the country. You're an elected official. If people are yelling at you, that's because you're probably doing something stupid. So how about instead of going to the Department of Justice and frankly complaining because people are yelling at you in your meetings, which, by the way, have law enforcement present during a school board that meets in the United States where law enforcement is not present. So instead of being concerned because people are yelling at you and not clapping and singing your praises, why don't you do your jobs and not run to the Department of Justice? Back to Merrick Garland. This is obscene. There should never be a situation where the Department of Justice is now going to be investigating parents because they're concerned about their kids' education. The Department of Justice should not be investigating taxpayers because they're concerned about what's happening in their local school district. If there's somebody that's actually threatening violence, local law enforcement has an apparatus called, Drew, investigations and arrest power in order to do that. We don't need the federal government stepping in. But the reason why the feds are having to step in is because the Democrat agenda has been such a disaster and has been so exposed that they must curtail and they must squelch any opposition at all. These are fear tactics. Dare I say, these are Gestapo tactics because what they want to do is silence dissent. And I will tell people, do not be afraid of this Department of Justice. There are members of Congress, there are governors in this country that will stand in the gap to protect you. This is outrageous, and it should never be tolerated.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, Congressman Byron Donald is joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Just wanted to double check on something in town here, Southwest Florida. We've got anything happening?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. I don't
We're
want to.
having a town hall meeting tonight.
Yeah.
I totally forgot. We're having a town hall meeting in Fort Myers tonight.
You better believe it. Oh, I didn't forget. I remembered this, and I know a lot of people have been asking me, so I just wanted to double check. Good. Tonight, Fort Myers Town Hall meeting. Don't miss it. 6 p.m. at the Lee County Commissioners Chambers, I believe. That's right, on Main Street in Fort Myers. That's where we're going to be tonight.
If that's the address you have, that sounds right to me.
Okay, good. Okay.
My calendar's in my my phone, Drew. My phone's to my ear, so I can't even confirm the address. But that sounds right. That sounds like this is the right place to be.
All right. If it's not, if there's something else, just let me know, and I'll make sure I'll change.
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
I go. Okay, go ahead. Okay, I'll just nothing uncomfortable about
we
this.
We love dead air and radio. Dead air and radio is great. It's awesome. 2120 Main Street.
Okay, good.
That's the address.
Okay, good. I got it right.
2120 Main Street.
All right. So
That's
tonight,
right. You got it right.
Tonight, 6 p.m., Lee County Commissioners Chambers, 2120 Main Street in Fort Myers. It's a Fort Myers Town Hall with Congressman Byron Donald. So be there tonight. We will see you there, and I'll see you there tonight. Okay?
All right. See you guys.
See
you, Drew.
All right. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
In late summer, as Earth's northern hemisphere tilts away from the sun, the master designers from Closet Factory begin to bed earlier, rise earlier, making even more time to obsess over every client's organizational solution. It's all timed perfectly with the season, the school and sports supplies, the food-heavy holidays, and near doubling in clothing, fall and winter. It's when Closet Factory's organizational solutions are game-changing, and yours can be designed and installed perfectly for you and your family. Just visit Closet Factory or closetfactory.com.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. But what does that really mean for our clients, for you? It means that when you hire us, you don't just get a lawyer, you get a legal army, almost 800 lawyers alone. Your case is a big deal to us. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that 200,000 illegal aliens are crossing our border every month? That's like adding a medium-sized American city every single month. That's not a failure, it's an agenda. The Biden administration knows that open borders means more Democrat voters. We aren't losing our country, we're giving it away. But recently I stood beside Governor DeSantis, right here in Lee County, as he announced his plan to fully mobilize all state resources to fight this illegal invasion. He issued an executive order to cut off state support for resettlement of illegals. He ordered a review of compliance with E-Verify and directed our law enforcement to detain any vehicles transporting illegals. America is a nation of immigrants, but it's also a nation of laws, and Florida has a zero-tolerance policy for those who disregard our laws and disrespect our sovereignty. This is Spencer Roach, and I'm proud to stand with the governor to fight back against the Biden border crisis. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that a lady recently complained that she did not like my commercial about the guy spitting chewing tobacco. She said that sound made her sick. I asked her what she thought about my commercial of Bart the donkey, and she went... Either way, a special thanks to over 4,000 wonderful people who did respond to Papa's wacky commercials and making this past year our biggest, most profitable year in over 30 years. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Kerry, and Cody, we invite you to call Papa for our free tile roof inspection. If we find needed repairs, we'll do our best to make it affordable. Let us show you how we can clean and seal your tile roof, pavers, and pool decks the eco-friendly way, and it's cleaner, safer, and lasts longer. We promise to keep the donkey off your roof. Call me, Papa, for our free tile roof inspection. 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Remember, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7. License number CCC 1326213.
In business, setbacks change everything. Fast, reliable Comcast Business Internet can help keep you ahead. And now you can add Security Edge. It helps protect every device that's connected, so you can be ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Security Edge requires Comcast Business Internet.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Happy Thursday morning, everyone. Some significant slowdowns I'm seeing in Fort Myers. 75 heading southbound just as you get past State Road 82. Seeing significant delays as you get towards Colonial. Speaking of Colonial, in that area, also seeing a lot of backups on that road, especially if you are heading westbound. And speaking of westbound directions, Daniels Parkway, if you're going westbound or eastbound, really, still very backed up from a crash on Daniels and Treeline Avenue. So if you are in any of the areas I mentioned, just have some patience because it might be a few minutes extra added to your morning drive. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Taylor Wirtz, Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. After another dry, mild start to the day, look out for another hot day today with temperatures soaring to 92 degrees. The heat index near about 100 degrees by the peak daytime heating hours of this afternoon. While we're dry to start, look out for some areas of rain and scattered thunderstorms developing mainly after 2 p.m. We could see a few lingering on even once the sun has set, though overall winding things down as we head towards your Friday morning. Tomorrow, waking up to low near 75 degrees. More scattered thunderstorms expected yet again for your Friday, Saturday, and your Sunday of the upcoming weekend. A high of 90 for your Friday, Saturday a high of 88 degrees, and Sunday featuring a high of 88 degrees as well. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Hey, look, you don't have to go through the fall months with that joint pain. You can call QC Kinetics now. Regenerative solutions that are here, bringing lasting relief from joint pain with no downtime, no surgery, no steroids. It's Drew Steele talking about QC Kinetics. They use natural biologic therapies that restore and repair damaged tissue in your knees, shoulders, hips, and back. Patients here are raving about the results. Don't think surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now and learn more about these exciting natural alternatives. You've heard football legend Ebbets Smith talk about QC? It's time you see what it's all about. Fall is the time to enjoy life to its fullest, so why not act right now? Restorative, regenerative therapies, they're available now. And the office consultation is free. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief. Call QC Kinetics, 239-893-PAIN. Non-surgical joint pain relief, 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners. The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
Florida's climate allows us to spend a lot of time out of doors. But if you're working in the yard, be sure to stay safe. When trimming trees or vegetation, always carefully look first for power lines. You can be seriously injured or killed if you or anything you are touching comes in contact with a power line. Remember, always stay at least 10 feet away from neighborhood power lines and 30 feet away from larger power lines. A safety first reminder from Florida Power and Light and this station.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have 2 choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
Our windows made a difference in terms of how our house looked. So it looked 30 years old with our old windows. And now that we have our new Storm Shield windows, they look totally different. Our coastal look is coming along. We definitely have other projects to do, but the look alone of these windows has definitely improved our house. We have more energy efficient windows than we had before. It's quiet, and we definitely know in the event of a storm that we're safe and secure.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
When you want the very best for your home, there's only one name that stands alone. Hardware and glass in harmony, no frames, no mess. You'll love what you see. Quality, style, and huge selection. Give your bath the look of perfection. Want to see more? Go to My Shower Door.
After After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right. 239-479-5592. Let's go. Top 5 audio clips of the day. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
The latest on the southern border crisis, tens of thousands of migrants are still heading to the United States despite last month's removal of that huge group from a makeshift camp near the Texas border. Many of them are now gathering in Colombia.
Oh, okay. It doesn't sound like there's anything to worry about just because it's not in the headlines. Hey, if it's not in the headlines, then it's nothing to worry about, everybody. So that's an NBC story right there, a national from yesterday saying, oh, yeah, 20,000 more plus already we see down in Mexico, and they're on their way. And the concerns about almost 400,000 more people coming to our southern border this month. And what's Joe Biden and the administration doing? They're not doing anything. They're welcoming them in.
Number 4. I work at a pharmaceutical company. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I just believe in research and science.
Well, in this database, you came across a chain of emails discussing fetal tissue and the COVID vaccine. Vanessa Gelman, who works in Washington, D.C., is Senior Director of Worldwide Research. The question came up as an inquiry to our MedInfo group. They're asking, quote, did Pfizer make use of a cell line from an aborted fetus?
They want you to leave out the highlighted part, which is the one or more cell lines with an origin that can be traced back to human fetal tissue.
Oh, I can't even believe it. So this is another Project Veritas expose right there. And apparently something that's not being discussed or hasn't been told, according to one person at Pfizer who is claiming that their board was discussing the fact that aborted fetal tissue was being used. I don't know if I want to even talk about that. Listen, Project Veritas doing the tough work and finding out all this. You'd want to know this was the case, wouldn't you want to know that? Or
Number 3.
These new poll numbers, frankly, are brutal for the president. In this brand new Quinnipiac poll, only 38% of Americans approve of how Biden is handling his job compared to 53% who disapprove. That's the lowest approval rating Biden has had since taking office. Another striking number, only 39% of Americans approve of Biden's handling of the economy. 55% say they disapprove of the job he's doing on the economy. When asked, is Joe Biden an honest president? 44% of Americans say yes. 50%, a plurality, say no. And one of the most damning results of all, more than half of the American people, 55%, say the Biden administration is not competent in running the government.
Other than that, it sounds like everything is going just peachy keen there. That is CNN and Jake Tapper, who is explaining to everyone that, the numbers for Joe Biden and this administration are awful. And they have a right to feel that way because all the things that are tangible, we're seeing it happen. When is this over?
Number 2.
Into COP's summit here.
Yeah.
Do you worry that this could impact the pledges that countries are willing to make? Will other governments get weak kneed about going green at a time when they're facing brewing sort of political crises at home over really skyrocketing prices of non-renewable fuel sources?
We certainly hope not. I mean, I think what COP26 is about is to continue the conversation on the international stage at the leader level. That has been going on below the leader level continuously, basically, about our need to work together to address the climate crisis. One of the greatest national security crises the president sees. A number of other world leaders agree on that front. Certainly, we all want to keep gasoline prices low, but the threat of the crisis, the climate crisis, certainly can't wait any longer.
Oh, there you go. We certainly want to keep gas prices low, everybody, according to Jen Psaki and this administration. But, climate comes first. We've got a climate crisis, and the climate crisis can't wait. So if you're thinking that fuel prices sometime soon are going to go down with this administration, it ain't going to happen.
Number 1.
Defaulting on the debt, which Secretary Yellen said could happen at any day after October the 18th, that's when we run out of money, means that Social Security benefits will stop. Salaries to service members will stop. Benefits to veterans will stop.
I'm just trying to figure out why it is in that Quinnipiac poll when it talks about the honesty of the president and a majority plurality says absolutely not. We do not trust the president of the United States. I don't know why. Maybe it's because everything he said there is a lie. Everything that he's saying with regard to the debt ceiling limit and how it has to be raised. Otherwise, we can't pay our debts. And senior citizens, you're not going to get your Social Security check. And military, you're not going to get paid. And all these individual Medicare. No, it's all a lie. Every drop of it is a lie.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
But we continue to have to hear this. And it would just be nice if some people would step up and call out those lies, especially leadership in the Republican Party. They should be doing that. They should be stepping up. Speaking of people stepping up, I wanted to bring in Denise Nystrom, who's joining us right now. Denise Nystrom is someone who has been keeping an eye on everything that is happening with the Lee County School Board. She has been going to the school board meetings consistently, keeping an eye on what has been happening. And certainly, you know, as we're hearing more about the intimidation from the federal government over, moms and dads who care about the education of their kids that are starting to find out some of the things that are going on, whether it's mask mandates or CRT, and they're frustrated and upset that you have school board members who are not listening. And so they get quite upset. And now we have this threat from the federal government that, we got domestic terrorists on our hands and we got to keep an eye. No. That's not what's happening. We know exactly what you're doing. But on the heels of all of this, there's something else that's going on now with the Lee County School Board. Denise Nystrom joining us right now. First of all, good morning, Denise. How are you?
Good morning, Drew. How are you?
I'm well. And so now we have another issue. I'm just trying to figure out if there's any time ever where we hear anything positive coming out of the Lee County School Board. It seems like every time we talk about them, it's in a negative way. And now I'm hearing that there's a petition to recall one Lee County School Board member in particular. Can you talk about that?
I sure can. As a matter of fact, there's a very large grassroots movement of people that have put together this recall petition. The recall petition is against board member Chris Patrica, District 3, representing Estero and Bonita. There have just been so many complaints about her, and these complaints have gone on for years. So what people are thinking is that even though it's not typical for the governor to recall a board member, we're hoping that if we can get a lot of signatures, thousands of signatures, that maybe we can draw his attention to this matter and he can have an investigation conducted.
Yeah, so one of the things that I know recently that happened, in case you've missed it and you didn't hear about this, one of them was a statement that she made, I guess, about Guatemalan students recently during a virtual community forum, right?
Exactly. She was being interviewed by the Estero Leadership Council, and she had the school district emblem behind her. And when she was asked what students, what one of the challenges are, she said one of the challenges was getting the Guatemalan Mayan children out of the bathroom because they liked to flush the toilet and watch the water run because they were fascinated with plumbing.
Because they were fascinated. Now, by the way, I have a clip of that actually so you can hear. So it's not like Denise is making this up. Here's the clip she's talking about.
Because they've never seen running water before. So they go into the bathroom and they turn the water faucet on and they turn it off and they flush the toilet and they're fascinated by plumbing.
They're fascinated by plumbing, the Guatemalan students.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that statement was really just the straw that broke the camel's back, because there just have been so many other incidents that have gone on. But as an educator, a lifelong educator, and I ran school districts, I can't think of anybody that I have ever known that has represented a school district or worked in a school district that has ever made those kind of statements before.
Yeah. And, on top of this, here we've talked about this many times. The school board's got to be just wiped clean. We got to start from scratch. And we need people to run for the Lee County School Board, Collier County, all across the country here. We need people to run, conservatives, true conservatives to run, who care about the education of our kids and not indoctrinating kids. And we've got to just start from scratch and bring people up and have people that are ready to run in 22. It's going to be very important because I believe there's like 4 seats up right now on the Lee County School Board, right? Isn't it 4 seats for 22?
There are 4 seats up on the Lee County School Board. Yeah. Unfortunately, hers is not one of them.
Right.
However, if anybody really wants to understand this, it's super easy now. They had a complete meltdown on Tuesday night. And all you have to do is go back to the YouTube video and watch the last hour and a half because board member Giovanelli, one worth keeping, my opinion, actually made a motion to have Patrica investigated. And that's when the dirty laundry was aired by all of them. And it's all on YouTube from last Tuesday night, the 5th, the last hour and a half.
Well, do you have something is there one particular, when we're talking about the school board member, is there something in particular that you can share right now? Because it's not just this. You say that it's many years of some things that have happened. Do you have an example of one?
I do, because I actually submitted an ethics complaint to the Florida Ethics Commission against board member Patrica. And going back, I watched YouTube videos going back 2 years ago when there was something called the water marking incident. And that's when she, along with other board members, they put a number assigned with each board member onto their stationery in their emblems and also on their emails. And what they were really trying to do was to try to get rid of, and I believe board member Giovanelli, this is common knowledge now, so I don't think she has a problem with me saying it, but it was her that they were trying to get rid of. In the end, what happened was she was vindicated because they found out that she really hadn't done anything wrong. They were trying to prove that she was giving out confidential information. And that was 2 years ago, and that investigation went on for a couple of years. But there's numerous things in my ethics complaint about her that are under investigation right now. One thing I want to say, I want to just give the website, if anybody's interested in signing the petition, you can go to www.Chris Patrica, which is ChrisPatrica.com, and sign the petition and send it in.
And this is something that I think is important overall, is that there are individuals, there are families, there are people who are at the point of the spear when it comes to being there during these school board meetings, keeping an eye on all of this. This isn't some vendetta, somebody that doesn't like somebody personally and is making it out to be that way. There are examples of how people have been on the school board saying things and doing things for the longest time and getting away with too many issues and not being confronted. And now we have people that are not going to take this any longer and are aware of a lot of the things that are going on our school boards. And you see it all across the country and everything that is going on, whether it's mask mandates and not following the state when it comes to mask mandates. We had the story earlier, Denise, about how there are 11 counties in the state of Florida now that are being looked at by the Board of Education. There's a big meeting going on today, and what we're going to do about these these districts who are still doing no opt-out mask mandates against the Parents' Bill of Rights, against the state, against this governor. It's all politics. It's all what they want to do because they can't stand the governor. And they want nothing more than to ding him and make him look bad and show their solidarity on that side of the aisle. And again, that there are parents that are pushing back against critical race theory. They've discovered exactly what has been being taught in our schools. They don't like what's in our textbooks. They don't like what's being how lesson plans are being taught by certain teachers, and how the district is backing all of this, and how enough is enough, and they're showing up in mass, and the district doesn't like it, and that's why they're doing things like intimidating and using places like, of all places, the DOJ and the FBI, who's out of their jurisdiction anyway, to intimidate. It's all it is intimidation, and it's because people are standing up and have had enough, and have absolutely had enough. All right.
That's exactly it, true.
Yeah. All right, Denise, listen, I appreciate you and others who are keeping an eye on our districts and the kids, and how important it is that we educate. We're not indoctrinating, we're educating. We've been through this. And hopefully with your help, Southwest Florida, we're going to make a change here at school districts across the state. And we're going to make sure that we vote the right people in who are going to look at just that. All right, Denise, I appreciate you. All the best.
Yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right. That is it for today. Listen, have a fantastic day. Glenn Beck is next. We will talk to you. I guess we'll talk to you next week. I'm going to be off tomorrow because I'm going to be spending some quality time with family. Some stuff's going on in the house. Good stuff. Not bad stuff, but certainly I'll explain next week. So just looking forward to some things that are happening in the household. And we will find out what's going on with the forecast right now with Wink News meteorologist. We got Casey. Is she here? Casey
Happy
Sherman.
Thursday. Look for some wetter conditions returning once again for this afternoon. Another hot day as temperatures push